Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. The Time Lords want in, the Doctor's wearing thin, it's time to say bye to the man with the chin.
Hello everyone, welcome to Still Got Legs, the only Doctor Who Rewatch podcast in the world. There are no others that exist because I've been defending a small town from them for 900 years. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful companion as we go on this fantastic journey through time and space and rewatch all of Doctor Who. Hello, Lawrence.
Happy New Year, Nathan.
Happy New Year! This episode was not supposed to come out after New Year, full disclosure, which I'm a little bit angry about, if I'm being honest, because it lined up so well, all right?
It did.
It lined up so well in that we could finish off Matt Smith's era in 2024, and we could kick off 2025 with Peter Capaldi. But it wasn't supposed to be, unfortunately.
No, sadly not. But look, it's okay. We make do with these circumstances, all right? Everyone forgive us. It's okay.
Full disclosure, the episode is a few days late. It's entirely my fault, I'll be honest. Unfortunately... I didn't personally do it. But
That's a very deep level of self-hatred there.
I unfortunately had a death in the family. So because of that, I just... And if I'm being honest, once I got that news, it was the day we were supposed to record, and then I didn't necessarily feel like talking about an episode of Doctor Who where the entire premise of the episode is built around my favourite Doctor as well, dying. I didn't necessarily feel in the mood to tell silly little jokes about that. Yeah. So we postponed the episode.
You called me with the news, and I was thinking to myself, that might possibly be the worst episode of Doctor Who to discuss after hearing that,
Might just be, yes. So we pushed it back a little while, so I do apologise for the delay. I will say, though, this won't affect next week's episode. Next week's will still be on time. We've still technically not missed a week, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little bit late, I will grant you that, okay? But technically, we're not missing the week, all right? So
look at it, when you get next week, look at it as kind of getting an extra episode. It's not like that at all, and it doesn't work that way.
No, it's how it normally would be. And also, you just got like fucking 6 other bonus episodes as well, all right?
Yeah. Quite frankly, get off our case.
Yeah, get off my back, all right? Anyway, that's it. What's been going on, Lawrence? It's been Christmas.
It has been Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, up until that.
Aside from...
It was all right up until that one very notable event at the end there.
that was me putting my foot in. It's a good thing we're very good mates, isn't it?
That's true. No, it was quite quite enjoyable. A nice Christmas, and this is probably the closest we'll ever get to recording a Christmas special episode to Christmas itself. You know.
That's true. Yeah, it's a special little treat for us in that sense. But it's. I don't even necessarily look at this mainly as a Christmas... It's a regeneration story. It's hard to see... In the same way I don't see End of Time Part 2 as a Christmas story, even though it technically is.
Is this 100% a Christmas story? It's a Christmas special.
I like the town called Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
And it was snowing, I saw
Clara's making a Christmas dinner. It was snowing, you know. What more do you want?
There's not much more than I could need. Maybe a killer Christmas tree and maybe that song that always tells us it's Christmas. Which one's that one?
Either Wizard or Slade. It's one of them. It's either Wizard or Slade.
And we refuse to know which.
I refuse to know which, all right? Every time I've heard it a lot recently as well because, you know, 'tis the season. Yeah. And every time it plays, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Mickey Smith's here somewhere fixing a car. I know it.
Have you got any New Year's resolutions?
It is New Year's.
That's not a resolution. That's just a fact.
I do, but I'm keeping them for me, if you don't mind. Just because.
What about for me? Is that for the show or is that not for me as well?
I don't know. But there's some personal ones, so I just want to keep them for me.
Oh, really. It's cold out here, man. Let me in.
What about you?
Well, I think I'll keep mine for myself too.
I mean, you can. You're more than welcome to.
No, nothing really. I'm not going to try and watch 365 movies again.
I'm glad. That was a stupid fucking resolution.
It was. I tried really hard. I failed quite miserably. January, February, absolutely off to the races. Didn't miss a single one. And if I did, I made up for it and watched 2 the next day, right? So, I was off to the races. But on my Letterboxd, the curve, the violent fucking dip in March.
Yeah, yeah.
I just burnt myself out, I think.
Of course you did. And I think if you set yourself that kind of target, you're not doing yourself any favors, really. No, because you're then putting expectations on yourself, and like a passion and an enjoyment of something shouldn't necessarily have these expectations, because then it will start to feel like work, because then it will be like, oh, I've got to meet that deadline. I've got to watch my movie, because then, and it's like, but it shouldn't be like that. You should just, if you want to watch a movie, Yeah.
There was a couple of times where I half watched it as well, and I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing that? Yeah.
And then you'll just find shit to fill it with. So you're like, which you don't even necessarily care about.
I did weirdly find myself, like, as soon as I took the pressure off, I found myself just naturally starting to watch more movies just because I wanted to put them on. And I was like, it's almost like this is a healthy balance people knew about years ago.
Because you're doing it for you rather than some weird, self-imposed deal you've put yourself into. Really.
Anyway, this doesn't apply to anyone on the Discord server trying to do an everyday movie or something.
Hey, that's on you. If you want to do that, good for you, man. Good for you.
Just a word to the wise as someone that tried and failed miserably.
And if you do fail, that's okay. That's all right, Fuck it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. But
it is embarrassing. We will all laugh at you, okay?
Yeah.
But...
Oh, Nathan, we shouldn't waste any more time. What are we talking about?
We are talking about episode 104, I think. I don't know. Still Got Legs.
He's finally slipped, everyone.
And Doctor Who. It is written by Stephen Moffat. It is directed by Jamie Payne. Season 7, episode 16, technically. It is, of course, The Time of the Doctor. The finale of the Doctor trilogy, the finale of Matt Smith's era.
I felt sad.
What a note to end on.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hit you with my general thoughts if you don't mind, sir.
I'd love that.
All right, excellent regeneration story. Right?
Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say "way ho."
Way ho, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent regeneration story. Performances, they're always top tier, but like on a different planet this week.
That planet being Trenzalore.
Yeah, made me spit. I did an ugly spit while laughing. But I don't know. Maybe it's the regeneration in this, that tips it over into top tier stuff for me, because it's a great episode of Doctor Who, and I've seen some people maybe feel less strongly about the middle of it.
Well, I'll kill them.
I think I might kill them as well, but I'm biased. I love a regeneration story. It's one of my favorite concepts ever in sci-fi, the art of regeneration. So I'm always there for a good one, and especially a story that ties it all in like this. It's a great send-off for this era of the show that I've started to grow unfamiliar with as we went on, and it's nice to kind of see it through now and go oh yeah, I don't know, however old me was a fucking idiot for dropping off this. So yeah. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, I could have told you that, and I did at several points.
You know me, I'm stubborn. I got to see. I got to know.
I know. But yes, so I remember watching this very clearly because, Matt Smith was my favorite Doctor, is my favorite Doctor. Yeah. And so when the time came for just turned 20-year-old me, actually, to watch this in my mum's bedroom on Christmas Day alone because no one else wanted to watch it.
Was that a regular experience for you on Christmas Day?
Not necessarily, but I don't know who it was for this one. It was brutal. I remember crying before the episode started. Yeah. I remember crying pretty much throughout the entire episode, and I remember crying after the episode as well. Yeah. It was just a lot of tears were shed. And of course, I think it's brilliant. I think it does a really good job to wrap up, things from the 11th Doctor's era, and we'll obviously discuss all of that kind of stuff. I think it does a beautiful job of giving Matt Smith a great send-off as well. Yeah. And yeah, overall...
Does anybody have any mashed potatoes? Mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. I need some mashed potatoes for this certified banger. Certified Bangor. Mashed potatoes are what I need. Bring them to me or I'll bleed. Give me mashed potatoes for this certified banger. Does anybody have any mashed potatoes? Mashed potatoes? Mashed potatoes. I need mashed potatoes. Give me that now. What the fuck is going on? Does anybody have any mashed potatoes? Mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. I need some mashed potatoes for this certified banger. Mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. Give me your mashed potatoes, your mashed fucking potatoes. I want your mashed potatoes for this certified banger. I'll be honest, this just kind of keeps on looping, so there's not really an end to this. This is just like a loop I created in GarageBand, and it will just keep going. So I think I'm going to end it here, but I love you, and I love mashed potatoes. And I love Dr Who, and I love certified bangers, you know, and at the end of the day, isn't that why we're here? To join in on our love for Dr Who, our love for certified bangers, and it's bringing us together, and that is something they'll never be able to take from us. So if you're out there, and you're hearing my weird little song about mashed potatoes, just know that you're not alone, okay? Just know that mashed potatoes have a place in your heart, and just know that like Dr Who, the mashed potatoes are certified. What the fuck? Okay, I fucked that. Certified banger. Anyway,
Yeah, it was a certified banger. I forgot that little bit at the end. That wasn't me who said that. That was part of the recording there. You know what I enjoy about that? First of all, it doesn't exist. But what I enjoy about that is when I say, so that's it. I'm going to end it here. That's about halfway through the song.
Yeah. Yes. I'll never forget the day you sent me that. Right. And you just went, what do you think of this? Like it was a normal thing to send a man.
It's what I do sometimes. You know?
It's very fun. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. Something recording blacked out. I don't know. Something happened.
I don't know. I blacked out for about 2 minutes or so. So yeah. Anyway, we're back. Anyway,
back
good
now.
episode.
Yeah, good episode of Doctor Who.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, should we get into it?
Lawrence, I would love to get into it at 16 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, we should probably do that at some point. Right. Once, Nathan, there was an unimportant planet and it sent the universe a little message.
Wob wob.
And
Wob,
wob,
wob.
wob,
Wob wob.
wob,
Wob wob.
wob.
Yes. Did you say an important planet?
An unimportant planet.
Okay, good. Because I was going to call you up on that. Because
Well, call me up on nothing then.
well,
you
yeah,
bitch.
right. I can't.
Imagine if I didn't and I find out in the edit that I was wrong. Anyway, everyone arrives in their little spaceships. They all went to have a little look. I don't know, all the spaceships, all the aliens.
And who are they?
I don't know, there's some fucking Daleks and some Cybermen and...
There's Daleks, there's Sontarans, there's, I believe I saw a Jadoon ship.
Okay.
Nestine, probably. All the usual, players they're all about.
Usual players.
Silurians, probably, they're all about. Slovene. Raxacolico-Phalapatorians.
Yeah.
Any others?
Maybe the Absorbalofs.
That one, yes, the Cloms.
The Clomonians. God, you don't do a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast for a couple of years without picking up a few tricks.
Yes, so they all hear this message and they're like, well, what's this all about? I've got no fucking idea. Anyway, better send our entire army to this planet, I reckon.
Yeah, it's obviously that important. I like this bit. No one understood it, but everyone feared it.
everyone feared it. Yeah, it's something to be feared. But everyone apart from one man, the man who stayed for Christmas. Ooh. We'll get into the possible double meaning of that phrase.
Yeah. The Doctor never stays for Christmas, Nathan, as we know.
We'll see.
So the Doctor, on a ship's interior, the Doctor teleports in. He's cloaked up. He's got normal hair. Don't worry about it. Nothing
He's
out
got
of the ordinary.
normal hair. It looks the same as it always does. Don't worry about it. All right. We'll discuss that shortly. Okay.
We certainly will. He's holding a Dalek eye as like a. It's not like a sword. He's kind of just brandishing it about like one though.
Yeah. So he drops into this spaceship that is kind of decorated with Dalekanium, and he's like, "What is this place? Who goes here? Who lives here?" I'm like, I wonder who it could be. You know,
it's all the Dalekanium on the walls.
Yeah, with all the Dalekanium on the walls and this ominous spaceship with dark corners where lots of, potentially Daleks could be hiding, but we'll see, I guess. He's like, "I bring proof of courage and comradeship." And he's like, "Yeah, I've killed a Dalek. Look at me, I'm fucking badass, boys."
Oh yeah, that's why he's got it, because he's using it to prove. He's like, "Look, man, if I can do this, then we can ride this storm together. We can find out what this noise is, one and all, or whatever."
Yeah, he's like, "Identify yourself by species and planet of origin." Little does he know. All right. That he's walked into the belly of the beast and he's surrounded himself by Daleks.
He has done a little bit. I love his panic, the flailing about when he realizes when a Dalek slowly. Firstly, it looks cool. Always looks cool when a Dalek just kind of. How would you say it? Wheels out of the shadows.
I guess. Yeah, wheels.
Glides is probably more elegant.
Gliding, sure. Yeah,
probably a bit more elegant. But I feel like that's more like Green Goblin glides, doesn't he?
I don't know.
He wheels. Let's just go with wheels.
Do you think Daleks have wheels?
They
like
have
in
to have
universe?
wheels.
Do you think it's wheels? Because they fly, don't they? So maybe it is just like little hovery things,
Oh, maybe it's a little like fucking no, because a Roomba's got wheels. I was going to say like a Roomba.
I don't think they're Roombas, Lauren.
You know those creepy little fucking weird hovercrafts that people get?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with a bit more of a polished bottom.
When you say that people get, what do you mean?
Other people. I've seen them on YouTube.
But like, all right, but now you could, because I thought I knew what you mean up until when you said people get, because when you said hovercrafts, I was thinking those like sort of boat things.
Yes,
Yes, okay, but then when you said when people get, I was thinking of those weird like fucking two-wheel things,
Oh, like the modern day Heelys of our day. Yeah, no,
the
not
modern
them.
hoverboard sort of thing.
Yeah. They're just, I've always misunderstood because it's just no part of them hovers.
No, yeah. Just very much wheels on the ground.
Yeah. Mate, you're just riding a fucking weirder skateboard.
So it's a weird little Segway sort of thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a Segway without the little handle, isn't it?
Yeah, and smaller wheels. Yeah.
And you look like a fucking idiot as well. You're riding
like
there.
a fucking idiot, yeah.
Anyway, so the Doctor panics. He teleports out of there. He's like, "I've had enough of this. I'm not getting shot at by Daleks today. Thank you very much."
He's saying handles, get me out of here, handles.
Yeah. I fucking love handles.
I love handles too. Who's handles, Lawrence?
Handles, right, is a Cyberman head that hasn't got any of his like organics or whatever he calls it later on in the episode, right? But he's basically a big Cyberman. So he's got a Cyberman for the computer, and this Cyberman's just got a little personality and it's basically the Doctor's like house cat.
Yeah, he's got himself a little mate, a little Cyberman mate, a little Cyberman head mate, and he's good. I like him a lot. I like it where the phone starts ringing, and it's Clara, and we'll get into that. But then he's like, "Oh, I must remember to patch the fucking the phone link through to the main console. Handles reminds me to do that." And Handles just immediately goes, "Information. You must patch the phone link through the." And then there's just this constant back and forth between them, which is just so funny and so well done. I really enjoy just the kind of, I don't know, just like the look and the way Matt Smith, like, he's not like bothered or angry about it, but it's just the genuine trying to get the Handles to understand sort of thing, Yeah. It's very funny.
It's so, that's right, because it's not, it's not bad tempered at all. It's just this, it's not even frustration. It's just like, oh, he hasn't got it yet.
Yeah.
Like, I love, mate, the way, I don't know why, the way they keep cutting back to Handles and the way his little mouth lights up and he just goes, "When?" And the Doctor's like, "I don't know, just pick a time." "When?"
Yes. Pick a random number, express that number as a quantity of minutes, and when that time has elapsed, remind me to patch the telephone back through the console unit.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
It's great. I like that he just gives him a big maths problem. He's like, fucking chew on that for a second. I've got to answer the phone.
It's good. Yeah.
But
And
Clara's on
maybe
the phone.
that scene will come back in a callback later to break all our hearts. But
Don't.
maybe.
I will cry. Don't bring this up too early because I will cry.
Anyway, Clara's on the phone. And she's like, you're my boyfriend.
Ding
And he's
dong.
like, fucking hell. Here we go, boys. Finally.
He's like, oh, I'm a bit out of practice, but I'll glance at the manual.
Yeah. And then she says, no, not really. He's like, oh, it's like roller coaster, this conversation.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. I don't know. They're back and forth so far, like not just in the episode, but like as a whole. And I guess, it's sad to say the last kind of back and forth we see of them.
It is
Because
really,
obviously, yeah. 'Cause I know the character of the Doctor and all of this stuff, right? And there's stuff I'm yet to learn. I'm sure there's other stuff, but like, yeah, man, I'm gonna miss this chemistry. It's really fun.
It's good chemistry.
Is it as like light and bouncy with 12? Or every single thing I've seen about 12 and Clara seems more like this is the most serious conversation I've ever had.
No, it's not. No,
Okay.
it's not all like that. They have fun. They do have fun together.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll hate him going into it. I'll kick rocks all the way to 12's regeneration.
Clara says she may have accidentally invented a boyfriend because she's got family coming around for Christmas dinner. And so she said, oh, yeah, my boyfriend will be there. And the Doctor very helpfully says, yeah, I once did that, and there's no easy way to get rid of an android. He built himself an android boyfriend once, which is quite fun.
I want to see the big finish of it. I want to see Matt Smith dating a sexy android.
Okay.
Wait, I want to see Matt Smith dating the android from season 1.
The and from the Weakest Link android.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Sure.
She's panicking about Christmas dinner. Have you ever solo cooked a Christmas dinner?
No, and ideally I never will.
Yeah. That's always someone else's job.
Lawrence, the modern man that he is.
No, I'm just a
The
bad
wife will take care of that one, am I right?
look. It's a bad look for me that my wife is a phenomenal cook, and I'm passable at best. But yeah, she makes great roast potatoes. What were your roast potatoes like this Christmas?
Delicious. My mother's roast potatoes.
The modern man yourself, is it?
Yeah.
I'm off home to mum's for Christmas lunch.
All right. You fucking hell. So not all of us are married and have this castle that we live in. All right.
My father-in-law cooked Christmas dinner this year anyway.
There you go. See?
We also just went back to old Ma and Pa's for Christmas lunch.
You got to. It's nice.
You do got to. All right, so there is a new ship. Clara's, because like while Clara's on the phone, Handels is going off about like all the information and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And the new ship is a little Cyberman ship. He walks in holding Handels, so he basically does the same fuck up again.
Well, yeah, again, he doesn't know where the fuck he's going. He's like, we'll take the TARDIS to this time. It'll be easier. So he lands in, he's put on a coat, and then he's off to investigate, carrying this decapitated Cyberman head. And yeah, he's made literally the exact same fucking mistake again. Like, who's here? What's going on? I've got a Cyberman head.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of Cyberman, and he's like, this was a bad idea.
Why did I do this again?
Why did I do this again? Right.
I should stop taking severed things into my peace talks or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's getting shot at. Clara calls him back, so he reaches out, grabs the phone, and basically he says, I'm getting shot at by Cybermen. She goes, well, I need you for Christmas or something. He goes, oh, all right, off I go.
Can't we do both? He says.
That's it.
And then the TARDIS flies off. So, you know, I kind of like this, how the TARDIS, like we see a shot of the TARDIS flying, and it kind of like goes into the camera just as it hits the title sequence. So it kind of matches up with the title sequence in a way where like it kind of leads into it, really, which is
I did
fun.
like that. I thought that was quite fun. I don't necessarily know how intentional of a choice it was. I feel like it's something they probably worked out could happen in the edit and went, nice.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Anyway, good bit of fun.
I like it a bit of fun. Yeah. Anyway, intro sequence. We made it. Kind of just in time, really. Should we go to an ad? I guess it's a good time, isn't it?
We can do an ad.
Go to an ad. Here's a little juicy ad.
Ooh.
Check out Squarespace for
your all-in-one business needs or whatever it is.
Yeah. Check out another thing that's usually advertised.
What ones have we used to get KFC a fair bit?
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently because I'm so behind on all my podcasts.
Yeah.
I've been trying to catch up over the past few days. And I'm getting a lot of this cunt right now saying, between the years of 1970 and 19... I spend more time with John Lennon and Yoko Ono than anyone else on planet Earth. I'm like, fuck, all right, brag about it then, cunt.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
Just trying to flog this book he wrote about John Lennon. Fuck it off, man. What do I care? Anyway, I purchased 2 copies.
One for me. I've been getting this guy right lately who's been saying like there's so much. It's an outdated ad. They obviously need to update the ad, right? Because it's talking about like especially it's like in the lead up to the election. There's so much news to catch up on, and it's like oh that election really okay fuck.
Well, the one from November or the one from July?
The one from November.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like on this election, there's so much to catch up on, and then he's like, not every bit of news should be negative. So the whole pitch is like, listen to this podcast, and it will give you the good news. I'm like, I don't know if I just want to live in that bubble that you want, but
yeah,
like, I'd rather know some stuff about the world if that's all right.
I also get this Costa Coffee advert, which annoys the fuck out of me as well.
What's that one?
They're just like, oh, let's do Christmas drinks. Fuck off. All right.
You get fucking swiveled, mate.
Yeah, fuck off. Well, we're booked in to see Santa. Fuck off, man. Anyway, let us know what your adverts you just got. Is there any of those? Let us know.
Let's hope it was none of those.
I mean, they'll never find out. Right?
I mean, yeah, true, yeah.
It's fine. They'd have to listen to it all to find out. Right? They'll never do that. Okay. I'll say it. BetterHelp. Fuck you. I hope you never advertise on this platform. Fuck you. You're a horrible company, and no one should use your services. All right.
What is the thing with them? Are they just like they're just not well trained? How does it work?
Not like the people. They're not licensed therapists. It's basically you can just sign up to like fucking work for BetterHelp or some shit like that. Really.
Great. That sounds safe and normal.
So exactly. There's a lot of fucking dangers with that.
Fucking hell. Right? It's like the AI, the Google AI thing. Like
What's
I saw
the Google
someone.
AI thing?
Have you not seen this?
No.
The Google AI thing, it's you can type in anything on Google now as a normal fucking search engine, and it will give you an AI summarized answer of like it like scans all the articles.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have seen this.
Yeah, and it's always horrendous. Like it's always wrong. Like someone said is it safe for pregnant women to smoke? And then it's like the doctor recommended they smoke 20 a day.
Okay, wow.
Which is not great.
Yeah, that's advice you should follow. Yeah. I hate all this fucking AI push, man. Look, AI can be useful in certain circumstances. All right, I'm not saying it shouldn't like be worked on altogether, and we should completely get rid of it because we've had AI for years as well. It's not just some recent phenomenon that has suddenly shown up. It's just become more and more of a buzzword, I guess. And we've like Siri has been around for fucking 10, 12, 13 years now, and that's always been AI. Okay?
Yeah, literally,
Yeah. And so like in some circumstances it can be useful, but like there's just so much shit and just unnecessary stuff out there. Like I saw a thing like fucking Facebook and Meta are making like hundreds of thousands of accounts of just AI generated people, just not real accounts. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What? That's literally the fucking dead internet theory. Only you've made it a reality now.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
So it's incentivizing, like, hey, use our app. You might be talking to a computer. I'm like, why would I do that?
That's not a good thing. Why would I want to talk to a fucking robot? Man.
Did you see Drew Gooden made a second AI video recently?
I did, and I watched it.
Yeah, it's a great video, but he makes a very valid point. It's like if everything in life becomes automated, like what are the parts of life you're supposed to enjoy? What parts of life do these companies think you want to rush all your tedious AI given work to do?
Yeah,
like because there was one that's like someone gives their partner a Christmas present, and it's just a collection of like a collage of photos, and he's like, that feature 1 already exists, and 2, like, what a horrible partner.
And has existed for years as well, by the way. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, some Doctor Who stuff now.
Anyway, yeah, Doctor Who stuff. Yeah.
A brief intermission.
brief intermission with the whatever. Anyway, so it's Christmas.
Yeah.
That's just the thing that we say.
We like that, don't we?
We like that. We always say Merry Christmas.
Why do we do that?
I don't know. We've done it for years. Anyway, it's Christmas. We know it's Christmas because the Strictly Come Dancing Christmas special is playing.
Yeah, I like that. Nice.
You're a man who loves Strictly Come Dancing, aren't you?
I watched the most recent series. Look, it's a fucking long show, right?
For international listeners, Strictly Come Dancing is our version of Dancing with the Stars.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
Yours is more aptly named. It's literally what it is. It's a fucking long show, right? Because they do, everyone has to dance, but then like after the dance, they have to chat to the judges. Then they chat to the presenter, and then the judges give their scores. And I'm like, you could condense this, man. You could squeeze this down to a tight 5 after the dance. Like,
I've never seen a single episode of Strictly Come Dancing in its entirety. Okay, I've seen like the last 5 minutes of one before an episode of Doctor Who or something, and on Christmas Day I started watching the Strictly Come Dancing Christmas special and fell asleep like about 10 minutes into it because I just had my Christmas dinner and I was in a food coma.
That's so fair. I won't spend time on Christmas. I watched the series. I was like, you're not going to get me invested for Christmas. Prime real estate on Christmas. I can't be giving it to a 2-hour Strictly special where I don't know any of the cunts dancing.
No, I got other stuff to watch.
Yeah, like Gavin and Stacey. We're here, folks.
We can't. This episode's already going to be long enough.
Yeah, it's true. Let's get on with it. Well, there'll be some stuff we can skip over.
That's Strictly, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Well done, me.
Well done, Nathan.
Anyway, so Clara's cooking Christmas dinner. She's having a right fucking mare of it, to be honest. She's got the whole family around. She's got Gran. She's got her hot dad, who is her dad. Fuck you all. You're all fucking
I had
idiots.
a note. I was going to make the joke.
You're all fucking idiots. It is a different actor, though. But it's her dad still. And we've got what is presumably his dad's new...
situation.
Not respectful term.
Were you going to say the B word?
Yes, I was. His dad's lover, as it were.
That's worse somehow.
I would argue that bitch is worse. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. To be fair, but lover adds an air of creepiness on the Christmas dinner table that I don't think is needed.
We'll get some creepiness at this Christmas dinner table a little later.
Oh my God, we certainly will. Yeah. Public
anyway,
flasher alert.
Christmas.
Yeah, so the family seem a bit nervous. They keep asking how the turkey's getting on. I do like Clara's remark about, dead and stuffed, which is as good as it gets for a turkey on Christmas or something.
Yes, dead and decapitated, actually.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Anyway, the TARDIS appears.
Yeah.
In the little garden area downstairs. So Clara seems to have moved into her own place now, by the way.
Yes.
She's got her own little flat, presumably, seemingly on the Powell estate.
I thought this, right? I was like, I know that fucking staircase.
It's literally the same fucking building. Yeah,
because they've done this exterior shot before in I'm pretty sure in Rose in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, when she comes out of the building, it is very much that shot of Nine and Rose walking. With the. Do you know that feeling? That.
when that scene that is excellent but also makes no sense.
It's great. It doesn't matter that it makes no sense. It's great.
Yeah.
It's very much that, and yeah, it's just I don't know. They just use the same film and location. They weren't counting on fucking the people who watch Doctor Who to be obsessive nerds who can spot this shit. I think
they had a good enough chance to figure out that there would be some nerds.
Yeah, they probably should have figured that one out. Really.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't think it's supposed to be Powell Estate in universe. Okay. But...
No, it's not. It's not the Powell Estate. Case in point, Mickey's not there playing his Christmas music out the garage.
That's true. That's how we know. And also, maybe he's dead. Yeah. Who knows?
Is he dead? No, he's married to Martha.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yes, sorry. Yeah. He's married to Martha. They've got their own
Smith
place
and Jones. Ha ha.
No other reason.
Yep.
Dumb. Let's move on.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it too much.
Don't think about it. It's fine.
Don't think about it. No one else did.
No.
Fuck me. Oh, Russ, you fucking crime.
You've done it again, Russell.
Good job. Oh, Lord. Right, so Clara runs down the stairs of the Powell estate and the doctor is bollock naked.
He's naked. He's just like, Clara! Throwing his hands up in the air. He's got his weird little nipples out. And she's like, you're naked, mate. What the fuck is going on?
So this, I know we'd already technically had the Doctor changing, but this does complete the so far the trilogy of shirtless Doctors.
Ooh, I'm sure we've seen Matt Smith shirtless before.
Almost certainly, but we've had Christopher Eccleston in that scene that he doesn't like, so we don't talk about.
Oh, he doesn't like that scene?
No, I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to talk too much on it. But he wasn't comfortable filming it.
Oh, bless him. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
So maybe, to be honest, this is a dumb bit, and we should move on.
Sack Russell T Davies.
Sack Russell T. And he did that Mickey and Martha
thing. Did that Mickey and Martha thing.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, okay, sure. David Tennant was shirtless any chance he got, mate. He was always fucking. He was like, look at me.
He was naked in the TARDIS. How many times do you reckon the Doctor has like gone ball to console in the TARDIS?
Are you asking me how many times he's tried to fuck the console?
No, not at all. But like, you know, when he spawned in as 10-2, and he had his top off, and Donna said, "You're naked."
So I feel like you've just asked me two very different questions.
Well, no, but so he was
ball to console is not the same as waking up naked on the floor.
All right, ball to TARDIS interior then.
Oh, probably a fair few times, I'd say.
I reckon Matt Smith's done this a few times and all.
It's his home, you know?
That's true. Yeah, but the console, anyone can... No, I suppose they can't. The hordes of Genghis Khan couldn't get in, so why could anyone else?
Exactly. It's true.
Anyway, oh God, we need to get on all these little silly jokes with him. So yeah, he's naked, and I like that. Oh, I wondered if you'd notice.
Yeah,
he said he's naked because he's off to church, which I noted they'd probably prefer to because they're big perverts.
Yeah, they're big perverts. Yeah. Pedophiles. Don't look into it. So he pulls like a quick lever on the TARDIS, and then his clothes just suddenly reappear onto him. And Clara's like, "Oh bloody hell, you got changed quick. That was fast." And he just said, "Oh, it's just I've applied a hologram to your visual cortex, so I'm still naked, but." Just doesn't look that way.
Yeah, but we don't have to wear this past watershed, so we're fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So the Doctor meets the Oswalds. He offers up a game of Twister, even.
Well, what I enjoy is Clara takes him to meet the family. She introduces him like, "Hey, this is the Doctor. This is my boyfriend," and everyone just immediately looks very uncomfortable.
The vibe is palpable.
Yes, the eyes are widening. The dad's looking away. He's like, "What is going on?" Apart from Grant, who seems very excited. Personally,
absolutely inappropriate behaviour from her at the Christmas dinner table.
No, it's fine. It's good stuff. All right. I like that when Clara introduces the Doctor as her boyfriend, he also gives her a little spank as well. He gives her a little slap on the bum as well. And then we get the little reveal of the joke. He's naked to them, basically. They can't see his clothes, which is very funny.
It's very funny. It did make me think, right, because I'd heard comments, and I think we even spoke about this probably about a season ago or so, right? That people do have a common critique that 11 maybe gets a little bit too buffoonish.
Nah, he's all right.
But it's funny, innit? Like, come on, it's just funny.
Yeah, he's always been a buffoon, you know?
He has, maybe not to this extent, but it's funny, and I like the joke.
I like the joke. It's fine. You gotta have a good naked joke, you know?
You do have to have a good naked joke.
There's nothing wrong with a good naked joke from time to time.
Unless you're in real life, in which case...
Yeah, I'm not saying you should go out and flash people in real life, okay? Let me not... that would be sexual assault.
Stillgotlegs said it was a good naked joke.
That would be sexual assault, and I am not saying do that, okay? But I think it's fine to have a bit of a harmless naked joke in a TV show.
Every now and again, there should be a harmless naked joke. It's true.
Exactly. It's a bit of fun, you know?
It's a bit of fun.
Being naked is inherently funny.
There's something about it that is just amusing, yeah.
Vulnerability. You know?
Yeah. Look at my bum.
See? It's made me laugh.
What you can't see is I'm showing Nathan over Zoom.
That's why I'm laughing. I'm
not. That'd be inappropriate, and this is actually a workplace now.
It's true. The Gran is very horny for the Doctor. She's like, "Are we playing Twister now?"
Yeah. With the eyebrow raise as well. What is it with horny gilfs at Christmas? Right, in Regeneration stories.
What was the other horny gilf?
It was Minnie.
Oh, Minnie the Menace.
Yeah, yes. Minnie the sex fiend. Yeah,
they're all these older women. They always love the Doctor, don't they?
They're all out for a bit of it.
Yeah, and maybe this old woman met the Doctor or something. Who knows? We'll get to it later.
Oh, okay, all right, interesting.
What's going
on? So Clara needs to sort a turkey out. Her turkey's buggered, basically.
Yes. The Doctor describes it as saying a good vet would have a half decent chance with it or something. I think a decent vet would give it an even chance. He's saying.
It's good bit of writing. That's a fun joke.
That is a fun joke. Yeah. Just like, oh well, can't you Sonic it or something to cook it? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't just Sonic your turkey. All right. To do that, nothing does turkey. You need a time machine.
Oh ho ho.
Oh. And luckily for Clara.
They need to pick a lane, right? Because they're like, the Sonic can't do that. The Sonic can do every fucking thing else.
It can't cook a turkey. And it can't
find
do everything
a way.
Else.
Oh, don't diss the Sonic!
Look, I'm saying it would find a way. If the show needed it to happen, they would write it in. It would not be out of feasibility for them.
I think it would.
I mean, case in point, they didn't write it in here.
Exactly. So there you go. You just proved yourself wrong.
Maybe I did. Good iPlayer reference.
That was good. Yeah, I liked that. So the Doctor's saying, you can't keep using the TARDIS like this, like missed birthdays, fucking just learn how iPlayer works. I like the idea of Clara just like missing EastEnders or something and then being like, Doctor, I missed EastEnders. Can we both go back to last night so I can watch it again?
Well, it's consistent. We know that Clara is a kind of a technophobe, right? We've seen her try and work
but then she got smart.
Oh yeah, she did get smart, didn't she?
Yeah. But that's kind of been forgotten, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
All that work we're doing to try and rehabilitate Clara's image in the Discord. Like, look, guys, consistent character traits.
Look, all right. I'll do my best, but I have not given all the tools that I need, all right?
So Clara and the Doctor, the Doctor introduces Clara to Handles, right? He's got all his organics gone, but he's got a good data set in his noggin, essentially. Yes. And Handles seems to reckon that the planet below is Gallifrey. Ooh.
Yeah, well, we should mention that they leave the Power State and go back to space.
Oh, yeah, but I thought we're trimming some fat here, all right?
All right. Much like one would on a turkey.
Oh, very good.
Yes. So the Doctor's, Handles is like, planet identified from analysis of message or whatever. He's like, okay, bloody ding dong, here we go. What is the planet? And he's like, processing. Another fun little gag. But then, yes, he's saying it's Gallifrey. And he just keeps repeating Gallifrey. Planet destination, Gallifrey. And then I like this thing a bit because I like it when the Doctor just gets a little bit mad. Yeah. And he's like, no. I fucking know Gallifrey. All right. That's not Gallifrey.
Takes him to look at the monitor. He holds him up to it as well. It's interesting. We spoke earlier about he's not getting frustrated with Handles getting stuff wrong. But the second you bring up Gallifrey, even despite all the shenanigans of Day of the Doctor, he's still very touchy about it.
Well, Clara even says, maybe it worked. Maybe you did save it. You thought you might have. And he's like, even if we did, it's still lost in another universe. All right, that is not Gallifrey. I know that's not Gallifrey.
Yeah. Doesn't look like Gallifrey. Gallifrey's all red and burny and orangey.
Orange and shit, yeah.
Yeah. Idiots.
Yeah.
Don't even know what Gallifrey looks like.
Handles, man. Don't even know shit. Nah, I get on him.
Handles ain't worth shit.
No, he's right, though. There's a reason why he's saying Gallifrey.
No, when that scene all comes together, we're getting ahead.
Get ahead, yeah. Shut up, Lawrence, you bitch.
There's a big old, how would you describe it? A honk? A horn?
I would do a foghorn, I would say.
Foghorn, yeah.
Same
one as the Titanic from Runaway Bride.
Yes. Because that's Lawrence spoiler. That's just what a foghorn sounds like. Okay.
No, but it's the same one. It's the same specific one.
No, because that's what all of them sound like, Lawrence. Okay. I don't think that counts as a reused sound effect.
I like to track my reused sound effects.
I know you do, but I don't think that one counts, Lawrence. It's just a foghorn. Okay.
I'm counting it. All right, it's loose, but I'm counting it.
I don't know if I've ever revealed this, but I live not too far away, probably about a couple of 100 meters or so from an actual dock. Like from an actual
I didn't
port.
even know this.
Did you not? I'm sure we will have, like, it will have happened where during recording in the background there'll be just a big sort of thing that we've had to remove or something.
I mean, maybe you've been removing them, but
It's definitely happened. It's definitely happened. But I live not too far away from a dock, and I hate the sound of foghorns.
Oh, really?
They're very loud.
Well, they are foghorns.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time when I was younger, we had one of my childhood cats that we had in the family, right? He was definitely deaf, and we didn't know if he was deaf. And for some reason, taking him to the vet didn't occur to my mum and dad at the time to find out if he was deaf.
Yeah.
So we decided that the kind of like fun little handheld foghorns, the air horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we set one of them off like next to him.
Yeah.
And he just did not bat an eyelid. And he was like, fuck. And then he turned around and gave it a little sniff and was like, what's this?
My dad has a dog, Gizmo. You know Gizmo.
I know Gizmo.
He's deaf. You know, he is like he's getting on. He's getting quite old. Bless him.
He's an old boy. Yeah.
He's an old boy, but he is completely deaf. He cannot hear a fucking word you say. You can be screaming, Gizmo, Gizmo, and he'll just be trotting along like not a care in the world. It's great because he's so like fucking. He just like lives in his own little world, I guess. Because what he does is he just, whenever he needs anything, he's like so low maintenance, basically.
Yeah.
Because whenever he needs anything, he'll just like walk along to the back door in the kitchen, and he'll just sit himself down there. And if no one comes and opens the door for him within about 30 seconds, he'll just let out a bark. He'll just let out a quick bark, just saying, someone come open this door for me. And then you just have to get up and open the door for him so he can go outside, do his business, and then come back in. You know? He's very cute, bless him.
I fucking love old boy dogs. They just, there's something about them where they're just like, I'm done. I'm tired.
He's so tired, bless him. Yeah.
I live for sleeping. That's all I want to do right now.
Fucking boy, does he. Yeah.
I feel that. Anyway, some Doctor Who. So yeah, the church ship, right? They were the first to arrive, right? This little church ship where the Doctor was originally heading.
The paper mainframe.
That's them. Yeah, we heard of them before. Surely we have.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. They were the ones that shielded the planet, and essentially this is their ticket to get down onto the planet. And especially now that Handels is confusing it with Gallifrey, the Doctor is obviously very, very interested in what all this is about down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a big hologram. There's a big woman's face on a hologram, and she's like, "Hey, come here," or whatever. Yeah. And then the Doctor like does a little bow, and then he gives Clara a little sweet to swallow, and says, "Here, you'll need that." Something about a clothes hologram. You can't go to church with your clothes on because again, they're all pedophiles and perverts. So.
Yeah, I look. It's not a subtle joke, but fine. It's fun.
It's fine. You know, whatever.
Be rude to go to the church clothed. You have to go there vulnerable, naked, and confused.
Look, I don't like it, but
it's what it is.
You have to do, you know?
So Tasha Lem, this is the head of the church.
Yeah.
And also someone whom the Doctor seems to have been previously involved with because she is absolutely digging his tight, sexy rig.
Sexy rig, yeah. What she says, is that a new body? And he's like, this whole thing, I've been rocking it for centuries.
I love it.
While he does like a little twirl and a little show off.
Yeah, it's the spin. I love the spin he does. He's like, oh, shush you.
Yeah. What do you feel about Tasha, Lynn?
She's complex.
Sure.
I like her as a character. I find her interesting. Obviously very married to the idea of peace in the church and how the church intertwines with the idea of peace. I like her more as the episode goes on.
I don't know if she's entirely necessary, really.
Oh, like in the story?
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like, you know, we talked a lot about Russellisms, and I think this is a very clear Moffatism. A sexy, you know, capable slightly dominant woman, you know, like,
Yeah,
which
definitely
clearly
true.
Moffat is attracted to, and you know they're a little bit flirty and all this sort of stuff. It's just, I don't know if it's like, explicitly necessary, especially because we've never seen her before, and then it's like, oh, we have big history and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I guess it serves in two ways, right? Like, one, it kind of alienates us from the Doctor a little bit because he's had a whole life we haven't seen. But then also it kind of fleshes them out a little bit because they've had a past and we haven't seen it. It's a double-edged sword, I guess. It depends on how you take it. But
I don't know if it's strictly necessary. But like that being said, I don't know what the alternative is really.
you kind of just need a figurehead for this, don't you? Really?
You need a figurehead, but do they need to be another sexy River Song-esque character? You know?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. They got a comment on his tight rig.
Fair enough.
It's just what it is, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It closes out Matt Smith's arc as being the most sexless yet somehow sexual Doctor we've ever had.
That's true. That is true. They are very like flirty. It's like, yeah, look at my sexy body, and then they walk into a room where literally the fucking altar is literally a bed, and then he's like, "What's this? I've never seen a bed before." And like, like, I don't want to do anything nefarious. Please, I'm an innocent little boy. You know.
He's that meme of like the 90-year-old bloke being like, "I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin."
Exactly. Yeah. You recently watched Big.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You saw that little boy have sex with that grown woman.
That's very confusing stuff.
Yeah, weird movie.
I watched that with like my in-laws, right, and my wife was there as well. And like, we're of a modern generation, so we're like, there's some sus stuff going on in here, right?
Is it the first time you've ever seen Big?
No, I'd seen it before, but again, not for fucking yonks.
Yeah.
So it's the first time as an adult, really, that I've watched it, and was able to recognize that, like, hey, that's some nonce business going on.
Yeah.
Basically. But like they were like, this is your generation is too cynical. This was supposed to be like a coming of age cute movie back in the day with some odd things in it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's sus stuff now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would argue the modern lens is sometimes a good thing to view things through.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a very naked Doctor and Clara head into the church, into the papal mainframe, and Tasha Lem, who we just spoke about, as the head of the church, she needs a word with the Doctor in private or something. She pulls him aside. And he's like, look, and anything you can say to me, right, anything you're going to say to me, you can say in front of Clara. Well, maybe not all of it. Actually, maybe not any of it. Thanks, Clara. Go away now.
Good stuff. Bit of fun.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Why not?
Yeah. The silence are back.
The silents are back. Clara sees one.
Yes.
A
Clara sees
silent.
one. We see the hand of a silent, and she's like, "Oh, what's all this?" But then she forgets.
Yeah, that's the thing with him.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's the
Never
bloody
remember
thing.
them. The opposite of elephants.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Elephants never forget. You always forget when you see a silent.
So we're the opposite of elephants.
Would an elephant forget a silence? That's the real question.
Oh, we need that maybe as like a little paradox situation.
Yeah.
We need to put two of them in a room together.
Exactly. And see what happens.
I remember I was immediately taken back to the season 6 days. Remember those weird little noises that the silence made? Yeah, that's not bad actually.
It's quite good, wasn't it?
Look at that man and his vocal control. What is I making you? You shied away from the Jamaican accent on the Doctor Who Daily Doctor commentary.
Yeah, because it wasn't necessary. I can't remember the context of that, but
You asked me for impressions. I threw it at you, and you were like, "Obviously not."
okay. Great.
So Tasha Lem and the Doctor are doing some dirty talk about who wants to be the first to go down to the big planet.
Me.
And she's obviously trying to seduce him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like this concept. She says that no one wants to be the first person because the second they do, war is gonna break out.
Yeah. I mean, this is all boring. We can skip this. Let's just get down to the planet, basically. You know?
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Clara's. Everyone can see Clara naked. There's that little joke as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
The
Stop
main
it.
thing is Clara sees the silence and then runs into the little chapel thing. And then they're like, hey, get in this teleport. Doctor, give me your key. You'll summon your TARDIS. No, I won't. That's not how it works. But here it is. Anyway, bye.
Yeah,
All right.
see ya. I'm off.
And then they get transported down to the planet. Okay. It's very cold. They're both very naked. And they hug each other to stay warm.
There's this scene specifically, the Doctor like really wraps his arms around Clara, and I'm like, you pervert, stop it.
It's good stuff. I enjoy it. It's good stuff.
I bet you do.
I do.
You pervert.
It's good. It's good. Anyway, Clara sees something in the snow. She's like, "What's that? His little hands digging out of the snow. I'll go investigate, I reckon." She's like, "Well, bloody hell. Oh, it's stone." It's stone, Lawrence. And the Doctor turns around. He's got that wiry look on his face where he's like, "Oh, bloody hell! I smell a returning Doctor Who villain."
Yeah. Yes. I like this. I like it when this happens because it's part of the fun of getting a new companion. Is when you encounter these kind of like aliens and these enemies that we know about from, all previous series of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like we get to like Clara doesn't know what the fucking like if this happened with Amy'd be well on this. She'd be like, I'm not fucking touching that. I'm not going anywhere near that.
Those killed me.
Those killed me. Oh, I'm dead.
I'm dead because of them.
But I think that's part of the fun. I do like that with a new companion.
Yes, the Doctor, he grabs her once again. He's like, "Oh, we got to hold each other close because we're naked. Don't worry about it. I'm protecting you." Anyway, he's like, "Oh, they're weeping angels. Stay back. Don't look at them. Don't blink." Or all the usual shit.
Yeah.
And then a bit of fun. They like fall down a hill, and then there's more of them, and then they're all like, "Whatcha?" You know that noise they do.
I know the noise.
Yeah,
right.
That wasn't a good example of it, but yeah, that was good. That was better. That was
more of a whip though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's not too dissimilar. It is like that. And then they do that. I can never do it, but they're like the. That's what sounds like Torchwood. the little thing, the little chime.
I do. I know the ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another sound. There's 3 sound effects with the Weeping Angels. There's the whoosh, then there's the Torchwood one.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one where they're kind of a bit closer, and it's more of like an open mouth breath. It's more of like a kind of thing. So anyway, the Doctor is like, listen, I've got a way to get us out of here, right?
Yes.
Because your shoe is stuck in an angel's hand, but it's actually not a shoe because you're naked.
It's true. You're not actually wearing any shoes.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
But he pulls a key out of his barnet, right? He unzips his little hairdo.
He unzips his head.
Which I quite enjoyed.
Yes.
And he's got a big fat bald head.
He's got a big bald head. I love the Clara's, like, she covers her mouth and points at him in complete shock when they both turn around and she just sees this big bald egg head. And he looks so proud to be holding the key as the TARDIS materializes around them because he summoned it down to the planet. So we spoke earlier about Matt Smith and how his hair looks normal, all right?
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a bit of backstory here, Lawrence?
Yeah, so he'd shaved his head, right? He was filming a movie. I believe it was Ryan Gosling's directorial debut.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, in a movie where the only thing I know about it is that he's in a trailer where he stands on top of a car on fire and goes, look at my muscles, a bunch of times.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him indeed. Anyway, point being, Matt Smith was a bald man at this point. Well, not fully bald. He had a bit of hair stubble because he's wearing a bald cap.
Yeah, that's true. He wasn't as bald as he is in the actual scene. Yeah. But anyway, regardless, he didn't have his luscious 11th Doctor locks is the point, which is why for most of this episode he is wearing a wig. I will say, first of all, insane timing for Matt Smith, to get through his entire 11th Doctor run completely unscathed, and then at the last fucking hurdle, being like, nah, fuck it, let's just shave my head, you know?
It's like the 11th hair is like a pretty big thing as well. Like,
it is a very big thing.
Yeah.
He tells a story where he I don't know, he gets Stephen Moffat then just goes to him, what the fuck have you done?
Look, as wigs go, it does look different. If it wasn't widely publicized that he was bald while filming this, I don't know if I would have noticed. I might have just thought it was an off hair day.
I think I would have noticed because you're right though, but it was publicized because I do remember seeing remember they made that trailer for the 50th anniversary special where it was like it showed us all the Doctors and stuff, and then it ends with like Matt Smith on a rock being like the day of the Doctor, but it was clearly filmed after the fact because he was wearing this wig in it.
Yeah, because he flips the Sonic in the air and then aims it, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yes. I remember seeing that and being like, that's clearly a wig.
Yeah.
That is, because it doesn't flop the same way in as his natural hair.
Doesn't.
Like the fringe, it's like it breaks apart and it doesn't have the same sort of effects to it. But I like that they included this though, because otherwise you're too distracted by like, why isn't his hair the same? They're at least being like, let's have a bit of fun with it, you know? Let's say it's a wig.
They lean into it, and that's
Yes.
the only thing you can do, because
They're
it's
hanging
also
a
it's his
lantern
final
into it.
episode. Like you've kind of. What I will say, Matt Smith, I think it's very nice after a Doctor so egocentric as 10. Right. And I want to clarify, not David Tennant. The character of 10 was an ego-driven man.
Yes.
Right. It's nice that Matt Smith in his final episode is very egoless, right? Because he spends the majority of it bald in a weird wig, and then in old man makeup, and then in old man makeup.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's a very egoless outing for 11, which I think is quite nice.
It is, yeah. I like the Clara says, "Did you get bored one night and just shave your head?" It's like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because he tries to play it off as the old Key and the Quiff routine, like it was a tactical advantage.
Yes, exactly. And then she says, "Is that what happened to your eyebrows?" And he has this really funny and sweet moment where he goes, "No, they're just delicate," as he gently touches them.
It's very, very fun, very cute.
Very fun, yes.
I will say the moment that I think goes underappreciated is as soon as he takes the wig off, right, which is immediately as they spawn into the TARDIS, right, he just puts it on handles immediately.
Yes, that was very fun. Clara like throws the wig back to him and says, "Put it back on. Your ears are like rocket fins." And then with this very proud look on his face, he just goes, "I know."
Look, Matt Smith is a handsome individual, right? I don't know if the bald look is for him.
Does this scare you?
Yeah.
As a man who is getting closer and closer to rocking this look, right?
It doesn't
Does this
fill me
fill
with
you
confidence.
Okay.
But I've had a bald head before, as you can attest to.
Are you gonna? You have, yes. When I met you, you had a bald head. I was like, I'll stay away from that racist.
I'll stay
And
away
we
from that
wasn't friends
Stella
for a
drinker.
whole year.
Oh yeah, we weren't. Yeah,
we were.
we were acquaintances, and then
Yeah,
we
we were
became
acquaintances
mates.
in first year, but it was really in second year where we became good mates.
Yeah. As I've told this story many times before, but I didn't have a room in second year because I didn't get a flat until like the arse end of second year. So I was just like, hey, whenever we go on a night out, can I just stay at yours? And you were like, I'm too polite to say no. So yeah,
So I just had this cunt just staying on my floor.
you showed me Parks and Rec, the first episode.
It's true. We are very cute.
We made nachos. Do you remember our nachos days?
Yes, Lawrence, we're still suffering the consequences.
Yes.
Nacho days now.
No, the Nathan Lawrence special was if we were going out, we'd get together earlier on in the day, have some nachos, then we'd go down to the local shop, right, where we would split the cost of a 10-pack of Budweiser, and that would be our pre-drinks, and then we'd go out.
Those were the days.
Those were them. We can't get away with that now, can we?
No. An insane behaviour to be doing that. Anyway, the Doctor puts on his little Christmas coat, his Christmas special coat.
Yeah.
And they head about into the town. Clara's dressed in her little outfit again. She's got her little Christmas skirt on.
That might be a little bit too tight.
No, Lawrence.
So there's he comes up with a little backstory. He's like, look, we're a couple from the town over, right? I'm a rough tumble guy. I'm called Hank or Rock or something.
That's what he says. My name's probably Hank or Rock. I don't know why he goes for those, but it's very funny that he does. Yeah.
But this obviously doesn't go to plan because he meets this lovely young unassuming couple.
Not young, first of all. One of them's Raquel, who played Del Boy's love interest in Only Fools and Horses. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Raquel from Only Fools and Horses. Okay. A show from the 70s and 80s, Lawrence.
I meant, you interrupted me. I meant to say young to the Doctor.
Okay. That's fair, I guess. But yes, the Doctor immediately says, "I am the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey. I stole a time machine and ran away, and I've been flouting the principal law of my own people ever since." That wasn't quite what I meant to say.
It's the way he goes. I love the delivery. I've been flouting the principle of.
And Clara, bit of law reveal for Clara, but we all knew. But she says, "I'm an English teacher from planet Earth, and I've run off with a man from space because I really fancy." And she cuts herself off.
She does.
Yeah.
So there's a truth field.
We been you, Clara.
Yeah, yes.
Girl, we all knew. Okay.
This was not subtle. This was not subtle.
New information, Clara. Right.
So that they explain the truth field, but we don't need to go through it all. It's just basically the when you're so close to the town, especially the town centre, the clock tower. Maybe we'll come back to that reason as to why. It's very hard to lie.
That's true. Yes, you can't lie. And on an unrelated note, there is a quote from Series 6 of Doctor Who. Again, just on a completely unrelated note. On the fields of Trenzalore at the fall of the 11th, when no living creature can lie or fail to speak falsely. I
like that.
Anyway, moving on.
Very nice. The scene ends in a funny way where the Doctor goes, "So no one can lie. Doesn't that make life hard?" And as the couple turn around in unison, the woman says no, and the man goes, "Yes."
Very funny. Very funny. The town is called Christmas.
It is.
The town is called Christmas. The Doctor asks, "Where are we? What's this town called?" And she goes, "Christmas." And he just goes, "It's July." No, Christmas. The town is called Christmas. Good stuff.
So my next note in all caps just reads, "The crack is back."
The crack. Okay.
And I like how that reads.
Yes, so they follow the signal of the signal, I guess. The womp 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 womp. They follow into the bell tower. And yes, they have a little look around the room, and then the Doctor's like, "Fucking hell, I recognise that." Yeah. Oh, I've seen that crack before.
We don't quite get the full flashback because they don't
Two
do the
parts
quote.
of space of time that should never have touched.
Yeah, we don't get the full quote, but we do get the scenes from the 11th hour where he's scanning it. And oh my god, what a youthful boy!
What a youthful boy indeed.
They're showing me scenes of his first adventure, and I'm already crying. If I'm honest,
and here he is on his last outing. Yeah,
as a bald man. That's how many of us end our journeys.
Not me. Although I have a haircut.
You haven't? We didn't notice this. We didn't mention it.
Didn't notice.
I didn't notice when we first called because you were like in bed, concealed a little bit.
But then I showed off my head.
Then bro did the full reveal.
Full reveal. I've had a haircut, everyone. I no longer have very long hair. I now have short hair.
Short hair. Is in a rare instance the front of my hair anyway, maybe longer than yours? No.
No, I don't think so. No. Yours is long for you, yes.
Yeah, I need a haircut.
You do need a haircut and a shave, quite frankly.
Hey, come on. I'm trying to rock this feral vibe.
It's not working for you.
Okay, yeah.
I said to you earlier, you look like an unkept Amish man.
When my beard gets past a certain length, it just kind of grows out and not down.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't work for you.
Normal beards look good all right for me.
When you do go bald, are you going to keep the beard? Are you going to be a bearded bald man?
I have to be.
Do you have to be?
Yeah, man. Come on. I can't look. Beards are makeup for men. We all know this, right? I can't be getting rid of this. This beard is not a beard. It may as well just be called my double chin hider.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah, that's the reason I never go clean shaven.
Why? I've done it. You've seen me do it before, even when I was skinnier, and I was like, not doing this ever again.
Yeah. It's the clean shaven look, I don't think it necessarily... No, it does work. You just have to have the right facial structure for it.
You do,
which neither of us have.
No.
Really. Neither of us have that facial structure.
I like having a beard. It keeps me warm in the winter. It's nice.
What about the summer?
Don't ask me.
All right.
Right, so the crack is back. So is this the reveal that it was the thing in the room, the Doctor's room in God Complex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't, by the way, though. But yeah,
no, of course it wasn't.
Yeah. You wasn't here when you missed the God Complex episode. It was actually me and Catherine, and I don't think this was in the actual episode. I think we would have cut it out, but during that we actually mentioned how this just isn't the case. Like when we come back to it, because it's clear, because like you hear that when he opens the door, you clearly hear the TARDIS cloister bell when he opens the door in the God Complex episodes. I'm like, why would we hear the cloister bell through the crack? I guess you could say maybe something to do with the TARDIS explosion, but that's not inherently what the crack is. And why would the Doctor be scared of the crack, really? You know?
So this is the thing that, like, it didn't. I understand, right? Stephen Moffat, and we'll get to this in a second as well, but like, well, maybe in a little bit later, but he is on an absolute warpath to close some loose ends here.
Yes, he is.
So I understand why he's doing that. But I also think at the ending of the God Complex episode with that moment with the Doctor, or I guess halfway through the episode, you could have just left that ambiguous. Like, we didn't need an answer, I don't necessarily think.
It's true. Yes, it is true. I guess it didn't necessarily need to be this, but I don't know. I feel like you would have had to pay off at some point, really.
Yeah.
But then again, 10 years later, they still haven't paid off the curator thing, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, I think it is one of those things where like, and I think, look, I there's no part of me which believes that when Stephen Moffat was writing the 11th Hour, he was like, this crack is on Trenzalore, and it's really the Time Lords behind it, and they want the Doctor to speak his name so they can return and break through to the universe, okay? There's no part of me which believes that was the case in his head when he was writing it, okay? But that doesn't mean it still can't work and all come together, you know?
That's the thing. I think people often get bogged down in like the whole like this is like revisionist of the
Who fucking cares, man?
Yeah.
If it works, you know?
Mate, and that's the thing that bothers me, right? Like it's just like two things can be true. Like it worked narratively for what it needed to back in series 5, and now it works narratively here. Like I genuinely have said, like I wrote it down quite comprehensively, but like I like how they hand wave it away. I like how they explain it. I think if you actually put it under a bit of scrutiny, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does too. I think it actually works and fits quite well. It's probably the best sort of wrap up of it we could get, really, I think.
Which is crazy considering they had one episode left and it hasn't been in the show for a season now. So like,
yeah, well, it was in that Journey to the Center of TARDIS, but we don't really talk about that.
It was in the door of the God Complex as well.
No, well, that was a while ago, but like...
Was that season 5 or season 6?
That was season 6.
Oh yeah, because Rory was knocking about as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Journey to the Center of the TARDIS was like 4 episodes ago.
Feels like a million years ago we recorded that, I can't lie.
Yeah, it does.
We've done 80 podcasts since then.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, Doctor's like, a tiny sliver of the 26th of June, 2010, the day the universe blew up. And then he explains how, it was his TARDIS that blew up in the first place, but the scar tissue remained, which is what the cracks are. And now someone's trying to get through it. Well, he grabs a little thing. He grabs a seal of Rassilon, is it? Mm-hmm. And he pops it on handles, and then he does a thing. You're not helping me out here.
Sorry, I wanted to know how far you'd go.
You're just looking at me like I'm a dead shit.
So yeah, I'll get to the MacGuffin, right? So Clara missed the Big Bang thing that made me laugh. And the Doctor said, well, I felt a bit of a degree of responsibility to fix it, given it was my TARDIS that blew it up. Which is fun. So yeah, how they explain the crack's return is the Doctor explains if you were going to break a wall, you would choose the weakest spot. Mm-hmm. And this is the weakest spot in the lining of this universe. Now, if you remember earlier on, he said like, hey, if Gallifrey's around, it definitely ain't in this universe. Mm-hmm. So bit of sizzle already there. Essentially, the Time Lords are sending this signal that we heard that Handel's identified as Gallifreyan through the crack as an SOS, essentially basically being like, we're here. Does the Doctor happen to be on the other side of this crack? Can he catch wind of this anytime soon? And that's why everyone's shit scared as well, because they didn't know why, but I guess inherently they had an understanding this was Gallifreyan.
Seal of the High Council of Gallifrey, it is, which he pulls out, and he says he nicked it off the Master in the Death Zone. I have to eat a bit of humble pie here during our episode on a town called Mercy. I wrongly proclaimed that was the first and only time that the 11th Doctor says the Master. Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
apologise. Get off my back.
Thank you for holding yourself accountable.
I hold myself to account. Okay. But this is the second and last time that Matt Smith says the Master.
Still the biggest regret of the season, I think. Like,
Maybe.
give the man a Master, man. Fucking hell. I suppose they probably didn't want to do another regeneration story with the Master.
Yeah. Like, we just had the Master.
Yeah.
And, like,
To be honest, I think for something coming up, it's good that the Master was on ice.
Yeah, I think so too. So too. Yeah.
Plus, also, when we last saw the Master, he was off back into the Time War. Like,
yeah.
So, probably you can't really just get out of that in a quick spell. Anyway, the Time Lords know the Doctor's name, and they've sent the truth field so that he can't lie. Essentially, they want his confirmation that it's safe to travel through the crack and essentially come back. And that could mean, the Time Lords come back and they're like, hey, we're cool guys now. Or they could come back and be like, fucking war number 2, baby, let's go.
Yes, and also on or above this planet is a whole bunch of enemies of the Time Lords, whole bunch of Daleks, Cybermen, whatever. And as soon as they come back, they'll be like, that's a threat. Anyway, let's bomb the shit out of that. Right?
Let's blow it the fuck up again.
Yeah. Anyway, but yes, so they're sending a signal, so they translate the signal, and it basically turns into Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who. I don't know why it weirdly changes voice. And whose voice is that as well?
I think it's just one of whoever the head cunt of Gallifrey is at the time.
Rassilon.
Well, Rassilon maybe, but I feel like Rassilon would have just been going crazy in a bunker somewhere. I feel like this is probably a general.
There's like 4 versions of Rassilon on Gallifrey this one time, I think.
Oh, fuck me, really?
I don't know. It gets confusing.
So there's fucking Timothy Dalton would be having a scrap with John Sim at the minute.
Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know.
Remember that witch was
maybe.
like, Gallifrey Falls!
Gallifrey Falls! Yes. There's the war general who we know from last week.
I didn't know when I was well off.
Save us, Doctor. Yes. We'll see him again. He comes back.
I liked him. I think he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. We'll see some Time Lords again. All right. Some names we know, some names we don't.
All right.
So we'll sizzle. I'm sizzling sausages here.
Oh, very, very nice. Basically, is this when the big head comes out?
Shut up.
No, it is when the big Tasha Lem.
No,
she's like, I'm a big head.
Yeah, that's a little later because he sends Clara off first, doesn't he?
Oh yes. He's like, go and do this thing in the TARDIS, please.
He gives her a little thing. He says, put this in the Sonic recharging slot. I'm like, you gotta recharge the Sonic? That's more, I guess.
It's new, but also it's probably, because he's pulling the 9 special, isn't he? So he's doing a bit of bullshit.
He is pulling the 9 special, yeah. But whatever. He gives Clara a meaningless task to get her out of sight, basically, to send her back home safely. So she goes off. She runs to the TARDIS, and then there's a big Tasha in the sky, being like, "Face me, Doctor. Speak with me now. I'm a big ominous head in the sky."
He goes, "Face me. Look at my big face.
Face me. I'm a big face. Face me now."
Bro's doing a Zordon in the sky.
So the Doctor, he goes up to the top of the tower and he's like, bloody hell, Mother Superius. I got one bloody question for you and one question only. This planet, what is it called? And then after a beat, Tasha just goes, Trenzalore.
Yeah.
Were you cooking? Were you sizzling?
Of course I was sizzling, man, right? This is the thing. Given that we've seen this build-up over the Of the Doctor saga, right? Like, we've seen Trenzalore. We saw the battlefield. We saw River in it. We saw the big old TARDIS graves, right?
Yes. 10 doesn't want to go there.
No, 10 never wants to go there.
Yeah.
10 doesn't want to go full stop.
Exactly.
But no, I like this, man. It's a nice way to tie it back in together. This was the part of the... And this is obviously my problem, but like, this is the kind of thing that I was always hazy on. I recalled the ending of Matt Smith because obviously I checked in on Regeneration Stories to be like, hey, what's the new Doctor saying?
Because you're a little bitch.
Yeah, but Trenzalore was always this thing that I was like, I knew of it, I knew of the lore of it, but it never felt complete in my brain. And now today,
that's because you didn't fucking watch it.
Yeah, I know. But like now and for the last like 2 years, I've been like, I want to know all these little bits, but it doesn't make sense for me to watch ahead now. So I'll catch up when the podcast gets there. But like, it's nice to finally be like, It's like the feeling of finishing a big Lego, and I go, hey, it all fits now.
Yes. That is a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you finish a big Lego. Yeah. And then you're like, what do I do with this now?
Yeah. Where do I put this? Do I put it on display?
I put this big Lego?
So yeah,
I got a Lego set last Christmas that I still haven't built yet. It's been sitting in a box for over a year now in my living room.
I always give up with Lego. I get my wife to build them.
That's so stupid, man. The fun is to build it yourself.
No, I don't agree.
You're so fucking wrong. Just buy a fucking picture of it, man. Save yourself a lot of money.
I like the Lego. I like the ornaments, right? But I get through maybe 3 pages of the little instruction manual, and I go, I can't with this shit. I can't do it.
That's so you though. With anything that requires just like, I don't know,
a modicum of like attention span.
Yeah, you're like, absolutely fucking not. I refuse.
Because in my head, there's always the option of I could just not, and I go, yeah, I prefer that most times.
Great. Anyway, we're on Trenzalore. Yes, big moment.
Yeah.
Very fun. This was kind of spoiled in the trailer though. So like,
oh, was it?
Yeah. There's that scene is in the trailer, so it's kind of lost its impact on airing. But still, watching it back now, it has a bit of it there though. Still, so it's good.
Yeah. I can confirm it hit hard for me, so that's fine.
Good. That's good. I'm glad. Little bitch. So Clara, she goes into the TARDIS, and she pops the thing in, and she's like, whoop, 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 whoop. And then she, I don't know what that was.
That's a good noise. It was a great noise.
Yes. And then she's like, all right, I've done it, Doctor. So then she like rushes outside, and she's like, hold on a fucking second.
Hang on a minute.
This isn't where I was. This
Yeah.
isn't Christmas or whatever. She realizes she's back at the Pal Estate. And then the TARDIS begins to go, I guess.
Yeah,
the engines sound off. And so she turns back to it like, no. And then,
And then we don't see what comes of that.
we don't see her for 300 years.
How many Doctors have pulled this move? 9 did it with Rose in Parting of the Ways.
Oh, they've probably all pulled it at some point.
10 did it, not with the TARDIS. 10 did it with the ugly yellow teleport devices.
Yeah, it's a classic Doctor trick. You know?
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm going to die alone because I'm a little bitch.
11 did it where he sent Amy back, and then the TARDIS was like, what if I killed these people?
When did 11 do with Amy?
Is that he sends Amy back to the TARDIS to like go and get the Sonic in his jacket or something when the TARDIS is a woman.
Oh, in the Doctor's wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the TARDIS is like, I've got green gas.
Oh, and the TARDIS was Michael Sheen.
That's it, yeah.
Yes, and Michael Sheen TARDIS was like,
why shouldn't I just kill you now?
You know?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
No assist there on Nathan, by the way. That
No
was just
assist,
tremendous vocal presence.
That was my natural voice. I actually pitch it up a little bit when I do the podcast. That's how it usually sounds.
So Clara, we see Clara try and get back into the TARDIS, and we cut away. The Doctor declares, Nathan, that the planet won't burn because it's protected. I love it when he goes into protective mode.
I like this. I like it a lot.
Yeah. He calls the townspeople over for a little meeting. And I don't know if you clocked this. We get some season 4 classics return from the music department.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had the yeah, we had that one return from Murray Gold.
Oh, good on you, Murray. Well done. Take the day off.
Yes. Well, he probably did. That's probably why he had this music ready to go.
Yeah.
The Tasha Lem declares that the siege of Trenzalore has begun, and the papal mainframe have decided to just switch up their devotion, because that's what religions are known for doing.
Yeah, there's been an unscheduled faith change. From this moment, we dedicate to the cause of silence. The Doctor will not speak his name, and war will not begin. Silence will fall.
Good job, Stephen.
Good job. You did it. Well done.
I don't mind it. I'll be honest.
No, I don't either. I think it's good. I think it works. Sure, it's a little ham-fisted, but I think it works, you know?
Yeah, look, they work extra hard to get these iconic quotes into the episode. But, like, fuck you, man. It's cool.
Sure, it works, you know? Anyway, so then we get, like, a bit of, like, a montage and a monologue sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, Tasha's like, in the years that follow... No, I don't know why I'm doing that voice.
No, she does the Martin Sheen voice.
She doesn't just become an old man. Whatever. Just do Tom Baker doing a voiceover. Sarah Jane, in the years that followed.
No, we retired this joke.
No, I never will.
Oh, no.
You know, I really think you might.
I'm not doing it again. I'll get it wrong.
So yeah, she's like, in the time that followed, the papal mainframe strove to maintain the peace between the Doctor and his enemies, and then we see some Sontarans that aren't Strax, but do look like Strax,
and sound like Strax,
because they're clones, Lawrence. That's why.
I know, I get it.
You always get so weird about this. They're clones. Okay.
It's just very apparent they've got one guy on the payroll. They used to have a few more guys on the payroll.
No, they had two guys, all right? They had two guys, and now they just have one, all right?
What did that one guy do?
I think it makes more sense without really. They're a clone race. They should all be one guy.
Yeah, you aren't wrong.
Yeah.
Do you like the way they just get blown up as well?
I do, yeah. They're like in a little invisible vehicle or something.
They're in like a little car or something.
They're in like a little invisible car. And they're like, our invisibility cloak is compromised. He goes, what's wrong with it? I don't know. I can't see it.
Such a good joke.
And then the Doctor blows them up or whatever. So that's a bit of fun.
I like that under Stephen Moffat's rule, the Sontarans are just fucking bumbling idiots.
Yeah,
like every single one of them is just an absolute moron.
It's quite fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tasha says, like, as the days passed, the Doctor stayed true to his words. On the fields of Trenzalore, he stood as protector, both of his own people and his new home. Over time, the Doctor's enemies would find new and stranger ways to enter the town called Christmas. And here's a little bit of fun.
I like this sequence, right? Because in and amongst that montage, you've got some creative things. You've got the Doctor traps the weeping angel with a mirror.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's a
When
good
it says,
laugh.
like, with love from the Doctor on it as well.
We do. There's the little boy. So this is the strange way to enter the town, right? A little boy is like, what's going on in these woods? Oh my God. It's a
they're playing a game. They're children. They're playing a game, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They're some game with a blindfold or whatever. Like hide and seek, I guess.
It's a literal battleground.
Yeah,
Stop letting these children play hide and seek.
Yeah, but the Doctor's here, you know.
Oh, yeah, true.
You got the Doctor to look out for them. So yeah, the little boy goes to the woods, and then there's a wooden Cyberman.
Don't mind me, I'm just a tree.
I'm a tree. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about me. If he laid horizontally, I'm just a log. Just a regular log.
Yeah. So then they sound the alarm. They go get the Doctor. He comes out of his bell tower, which he now lives in, I guess.
Yeah.
And he comes out with a cane because he's older. He's visibly older, first of all, which is strange to take in at first. It's like, what has happened? How long has he been here? Which we'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
And then he starts like passing out the toys that he's fixed to the children. He's fixed all their toys and gone way too overboard. Like he's added anti-gravs and all sorts of stuff to them as well, which is good fun.
I love this, right? Because firstly, I think we'll get to this later on. I think they fully complete the look later on with his second makeup look of the episode. But I love the idea that in his final run, they're giving Matt Smith the chance to play this older Doctor that he's always played. But like they get to show what it looks like when the Doctor looks as old as he feels. And I like that component to it. I actually think this wig is better.
It is better. Yeah. This is a better wig. I don't know why it's better, but I guess something about the grey in it just
maybe distracts from the weirdness of how not floppy the other one felt.
Yeah, maybe. I guess.
But yeah, no, I like it. He looks great. He's got a walking stick. It's sad to see the Doctor old, man, because especially this Doctor. He started his run in the 11th hour, jumping over hedges and shit.
Yeah,
and like I'm like, oh man, he's getting on, but he hasn't. He seems to still maintain his youthful charm, which I like.
100%. Yeah. So he defeats the Cyberman. I think he does a little trick on it, doesn't he? Because he's like, I just sent I reverse the polarity and send a signal back to do this or whatever. See if I'm lying. Oh yeah, I verified it. Good stuff. And then he was like, probably should mention this doesn't work on wood. You just got tricked.
Yeah. So I done it. So and then something blew the fuck out of his chest, didn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know how he tricked him. I don't know what that trick was.
I don't know, but it worked, all right? The wooden Cyberman is dead, all right? So fuck it, all right? It's cool.
Good on him. I liked it.
Yeah, good on him. He... More like voiceover from Tasha. She's saying like, with every victory, the town is celebrated, and this breaks my heart every time. This just fucking kills me.
Yeah.
When we see the Doctor with, I won't really get in. When you see the Doctor with the children and he's dancing, and they're specifically doing the drunk giraffe dance from season 5, and just the Doctor saying, "Cool is not cool" with all the children, because doesn't that just sum up the 11th Doctor?
Yeah,
you know?
It's
beautiful.
It's a phenomenal fucking scene. The bit that got me was the kids drawing photos of him, and then like enough time has passed for him to be a mainstay in a puppet show that they're doing.
Yeah,
like where they've like fashioned a puppet out of Matt Smith's face, who I would say is well suited for a puppet.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, no disrespect to Matt Smith, but he is literally a caricature artist. Fucking wet dream.
Yes,
but no, it did get me a little bit. This and I think to be honest, from this moment onwards, the episode kept getting me every now and then.
100%. Yeah. And he gives all the children hugs. They all hug him. They all celebrate him as this. The man who stayed for Christmas. You know, we joked about it earlier, but the double meaning of that is just so beautiful, and it's so the Doctor as well, because 100% he would, right? He fucking, if the Doctor ever was to die, it would be in an unceremonious way, rather boring way, because he just stopped to help someone out, and of course he would give up his life for this person who he needed to help out. In this case, he just happened to stay. We'll talk later about exactly how long it is, but he just stayed in this little village to protect it for however long he needed to. And I don't know, that's just beautiful. It's magical, Lawrence. It
is magical. It's one of them things that I like New Who that they've done this very well. They've stayed true to the idea of like the Doctor often chooses to die. Like it's often an avoidable situation where the Doctor has a choice and always chooses to die. Like 9 saves Rose where he didn't have to, and that causes him to die. 10 saves Wilf where he doesn't have to, and almost doesn't.
Yeah, and bitches about it a lot as well.
No, but I like that. Like even irrespective of like character flaws and different incarnations of the Doctor, it always comes down to that fact that the Doctor is never leaving that room if there's someone to save. And that's just here on a larger magnitude because there's more people.
Any life, any one singular life is infinitely more valuable than his. That's how he sees it.
Yeah. And he pretty much says so verbatim later on, but we'll get there. Anyway, what comes back some 300 years later?
The TARDIS.
Whoa.
The TARDIS arrives again. He's like, where have you been for 300 years? He's angry. He's going up to the TARDIS. Clara's just clinging onto the edge of it, by the way. She got caught up in it, which is why the Doctor says, she's so late, because he was dragging her across the universe for 300 years.
She did the Jack special.
No, it was different though. It was.
Sorry, I meant in that she flashed people earlier on in the episode.
Okay, great. There was a Doctor flashing.
Clara was flashing as well a little bit.
No, not intentionally. All right. She's fine. All right.
Yes. So anyway, she's crispy from space, basically.
She's not crispy.
She's a bit icy.
She's not icy. I think that's just the light of the TARDIS illuminating her.
Oh, is it? I thought she looked a bit icy.
No, it's the light of the TARDIS, that's all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I should have made her a bit icy then.
No, you shouldn't. She's fine. She's just in a little bit of shock,
Yes, yeah. Well, I like that though. It's a moment that obviously should feel pretty impactful. She says like, I was in space or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun. I love this scene.
I like this. I like that they're both like momentarily angry with each other, and she's like mad at him for sending her away, and he's like, well, I am not even talking to you, and I am furious with you. They both say before they just laugh and hug each other. Which is very sweet.
It's very sweet, very reminiscent of the ending of that lovely episode where the Doctor goes and visits Amy, and Amy's like, I'm not hugging first.
Yeah, the Doctor that we're doing the wardrobe.
That's the one. Yeah,
with Outnumbered.
Outnumbered.
Yes, with Outnumbered. Did you watch Outnumbered, the Christmas special? No,
see, I've never gotten into Outnumbered. Like,
that's good stuff.
I know it well enough, but I'm not enough to be like, I'll watch the new special. I don't think I've finished a single season of Outnumbered.
I like Outnumbered. Good show.
It's mostly improv, right?
I don't know, but that would make sense.
Yeah, like I think that a lot of the kid stuff, at least in the early days, was mostly improv.
That makes sense.
And then you've just got Big Hugh trying to desperately fit a plot line in somewhere, while his kids are like, I did a poo poo or something.
They're not saying I did a poo poo.
All right, in a recent episode I watched while watching season 1 of Outnumbered, there is something to the effect of like, you're a poo poo head or something, and he's like, stop calling them a poo poo head.
They're kids.
What happens? Clara's TARDIS turkey still isn't done yet.
Yeah,
that's a little thing that's mentioned. The Doctor takes her up to the clock tower to see the sunrise, which doesn't last long. And he explains essentially what's going on with the standoff. They can't attack because they're scared he's going to release the Time Lords, and he can't run away because they're just going to burn the place to the ground to stop the Time Lords. Now, I do want to ask something here, right? I feel like the Doctor once said, maybe in the 11th hour, if he knocked the wall down, the crack would stay where it was.
Yeah.
So if they blasted Trenzalore out of the fucking sky, the crack is still there, and the Time Lords can still come through.
Yes, you're right, but that's not what he's talking about. What else is on Trenzalore?
Well, yeah, all the people and stuff.
Yes, that's why he's there. All right, that's the main reason.
No, I know, but
he's there to protect the people, Lawrence. We just fucking talked about this. He's there to defend and protect the people. That's his main reason.
No, but their thing is like, we're going to blow up. I'm not saying the Doctor's motivations. I'm saying all of the weird guys' motivations, the evil boys.
But they don't know that, do they?
Oh, yeah, true. All right, yeah.
They haven't seen Doctor Who Season 5, Episode 1.
They might have done. I don't know.
They haven't.
All right, fine. Yeah, fine. They haven't seen Doctor Who. That is fair. I'll give you that. So Handles gets comfy. Handles is an old boy.
He's over 300 years at this point. Yeah. There's a very sweet moment where like the Doctor like sets up like a little cushion for Handles, and he puts him down. And he goes, "There you are, mate. There you are. Get comfy." And Handles just goes, "Comfort is irrelevant." And then the Doctor just like readjusts him slightly, and he goes, "How's that? Is that better?" And Handles just goes, "Affirmative."
Yeah,
which is so sweet.
It's really sweet, man. I don't like. Look, we're dog havers, right?
Yeah,
like it's fucking. I don't know, man, when you're caring for a little cute thing like this. I remember my cat, who's no longer with us, sadly, but when I had a cat and he was ill, right, and he was poorly, because I don't think he just had he was a very dramatic cat. He ate senior food once instead of junior food. And the vet was like, yeah, he may have a runny shit for a day, he'll be fine. But my dear cat decided he was going to be unwell for 4 days.
Yeah.
And walk around going, oh...
As is his right.
As is right. But like, I don't know, man. There is a cuteness to like Handles is like a little house pet. Like I just see him as that, like entirely dependent on the Doctor, but a nice companion. It's very cute.
That's what I've written here. He essentially has been the Doctor's companion for 300 years. He hasn't had Clara, There's a reason he sent Clara away. But he's had Handles. So this scene just makes it all the more heartbreaking.
really does, yeah.
Handles starts to say he's developed a fault, really. And then the Doctor's like, "Oh, don't worry, mate. You're just dreaming. The sun's coming up soon. You just hang on in there." But Handles doesn't have it in it. Bless him. He doesn't have it in him.
Man, when he fucking that moment where like the last thing he has to say is about you need to rewire the telephone through the console again, by the way.
Yeah.
And then he just cuts out. I think you have to be a very special kind of writer to make me cry about the Doctor mourning a Cyberman head.
I think so too.
It's very talented to do that.
I think Stephen Moffat does have a remarkable talent for getting you to care about someone or something in such a short amount of time.
Yes,
I think he does a wonderful job with that. And we're not going to talk about it, but he's done a wonderful job with that very recently as well. I think.
I would agree, definitely.
But we'll obviously talk about that kind of stuff later.
We will indeed. I did like the part of the Doctor saying, whilst talking about Handel, saying, I try and fix him up here and there, but I can't get I can't always get the parts. Yeah, and I think something. I don't know, maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think the Doctor knowing this is his last regeneration makes that line even a little bit sadder. That I quite literally don't have the opportunity to help or do anything after this.
I also once Handels does die, I guess. I don't know, it seems weird, but whatever. Just the Doctor just very quietly just says, "Come back."
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, which really breaks my heart. And then just "Thank you, Handels, thank you, and well done, mate," he says. And I just, that's so sweet and heartbreaking as well.
God fucking damn
it. Got me crying over a fucking Cyberman head, man.
Got me big time, dude. Oh, god damn. And the tears don't stop. It leads immediately into a conversation with Clara, which I fucking love. And we kind of spoke about this point a little bit a minute ago. And he says that the Doctor knows that he will die eventually, right? And Clara makes the point of being like, can someone not help? The Doctor will die, so why not just stop now? And he answers, because every life saved is a victory. And Clara points out, what about your own life?
Yeah.
And it's oh man, it comes down for me, I think, to this perfect distillation of who the Doctor is. Even at the end of his own life, when death, in this special incarnation as well, where death actually means something and feels like a tangible thing that could happen. We're not talking about regeneration as a death. We're talking about the Doctor will die, to his knowledge here. He'd still happily give it all up to save some random people.
100%.
And I just think that's absolutely lovely.
Yeah. And when Clara does say that, what about you? He says, I've been having that argument for 300 years. All right. So he's not perfect. He does struggle with this and deal with this, and he does, he does have these struggles and stuff. And I like that she says, but you didn't have your TARDIS. And he's like, yeah, well, that did make it easier, admittedly.
And that comes back as well. I like the idea of a scene where 11 goes up to that. Is it Barnable, the little boy?
Barnable, yeah.
I like the idea he walks into his bedroom one night, throws his toys at the wall and goes, I could do so much more.
No. Not that.
No, yeah, we've had that.
Anyway, so they start talking, and they're talking about the Doctor dying, and Clara's like, but you'll be all right. You're the Doctor. You can regenerate and stuff. And here's where we get some lore dropped.
A bit of a lore drop, yeah.
A bit of a change in lore. Well, not change in lore, just a reveal of information that we didn't have before, really.
Did we not have this before?
No, this is the first time. Well,
I feel like this was mentioned in Classic.
No. Sorry. In terms of, I'm talking about specifically in terms of the 11th Doctor being technically the 13th Doctor.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
okay.
the 13 regeneration thing has been around for years.
Yes.
It's been around for since Classic days. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the fact that obviously we have, had the War Doctor, which used up a regeneration, and then also 10's vanity issues. Also, the Meta Crisis also counting as a regeneration. That was never something that was really confirmed up until this point. So technically, the 11th Doctor is the 13th Doctor. Really,
I like that. I like Stephen Moffat being like, I'm gonna just bring this up one, so I get to use the juice here a little bit.
He does kind of just give himself a problem for no reason.
Yeah,
because you don't have to do this. You don't have to count the Meta Crisis regeneration as one. Really, I think it's fine not to.
It would be fine not to, but I also think after just doing the Day of the Doctor, it's nice to have this moment of like Gallifrey are back and they're making an impact in the show again. Like the Time Lords have weight to them again, and they're making active choices. Like I do think that's important to feel the weight of the Time Lords return after the Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, I don't know. It could be that, but yeah, it is strange that he just kind of goes, I put myself into a corner for no reason, and I'm immediately getting out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it was something that was going to come up eventually anyway. And it was something they would have to deal with, like, not long after the case. And probably he would have had to deal with it. So, like, why not just get out of the way, you know?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so...
And even since it's been, like... We'll get into it.
Yeah, well, fuck me, we'll get to it. But for the time being, all we need to know is that that time where 10 decided to stay 10 and siphon it off into the Hand, that's one, and obviously the War Doctor is one too.
Yes, yes.
So
that counts. This line here is the source of a bit of Doctor Who lore that Nick Mason, host of the Weekly Planet, always gets wrong, and it infuriates me to no end.
Go on, do tell.
Because he always says that whenever he's talking about Doctor Who and regenerations and how it's confusing, he always says that the 11th Doctor once mentioned that the 10th Doctor regenerated off screen because he had vanity issues, not realizing that it was in fact on screen and it was the Meta Crisis regeneration.
I see. So he thinks that was a quick brushing of the...
Yes.
I see.
Yes. Mason, yes.
I'll DM him. I'll let him know. Next time I ask him, I very rarely have to talk to Mason, but sometimes I have to message him being like, hey, this impenetrable Australian reference you brought up, please could you send me a link? I cannot find what this is. So the next time I do that, I'll send him a text saying, also follow up, you're wrong about Doctor Who. Do you know what they do this thing as well? I've noticed that they and so many people do this that aren't watchers of the show. They say that when an actor is cast, they've been cast as Doctor Who.
Yeah, but that's good. That's what people should say. I say that.
Do you want to say that?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Oh, okay. So you know you're wrong.
No, I think. Well, it's weird because I genuinely used to be like, no, it's the Doctor, not Doctor Who. But now I'm older and I don't give a shit. And I think it's genuinely funny to first of all to say Doctor Who, and it was actually Peter Capaldi who brought me around to that because Peter Capaldi likes saying Doctor Who.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's funny to say Doctor Who, and it's also funny that people get mad at that as well. So I think people should say Doctor Who. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't get mad at it. I didn't bring it up. Someone else did.
Sounds like you get mad at it.
So Tasha Lem requests a parley with the Doctor, and off they go up to she's like, look, come up here. We're not going to shoot you or something. And the Doctor's like, all right, fine, up we go. And the Doctor gets some sweets in a little big kind of what would you call it? Like a chest. Yeah.
Yeah, she gives him a chest. He's got like sweets, marshmallows or some shit. He's like, where's all the pink ones? Because he loves the pink ones. And she's like, no E numbers for you little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Nice tight rig as well, by the way.
Nice tight rig. Anyway, let's have sex.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, they're all dead. They're all Daleks or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all like, we're Daleks. We're these Dalek people. Look, I'm a silence, but I've got a Dalek eye in my head.
It looks so silly.
I'm a Dalek science Dalek.
I'm a Dalek silent. Look at me go. Silent.
Yeah. And Tasha's like, we all died. I died in this room screaming your name.
Well, hang on, before we get that, right? Remember, we get the lore drops.
So lore drops.
This is the Stephen Moffat closing some plot lines.
Okay. Yes. No, you are right. Yes, the TARDIS explosion and the Kavarian chapter of the Silence.
So that was a breakaway group of some religious organization that blew up the TARDIS, trying to stop the Doctor ever going to Trenzalore.
Yep.
And the Doctor... It works. I do like that, like a season-long mystery, the Doctor just goes... I like that in the Doctor's mind, if this wasn't brought up, he's already waved it away in his head going, I probably when I left the bath running. That was what blew the TARDIS up. Like that, in the Doctor's mind, that was the resolution to the Big Bang.
That was good enough for it. Yeah.
That's very good. Was there another lore drop or was it just that one?
No, really, just that the Kavarian chapter broke away. They travelled back along your timeline trying to prevent you ever reaching Trenzalore, and that they engineered a psychopath as well.
That's it. It was the River Song drop. Yeah.
But that's not really new information. We knew that.
Yeah, we knew that. And he's talking like totally married her.
Totally married her, and had never made it here alive without River Song, he says.
Oh, man. The last time the 11th Doctor says River Song.
Maybe.
Well, the 11th Doctor.
Maybe.
Matt Smith has just flat out never returned to the show after this. Don't, because if I'm wrong, I'll be... No, I'd know.
Maybe.
No, stop this. Don't give me false hope.
We'll have to see, won't we? Anyway, what happens next? They're all Daleks. And then they're like, Doctor, we're going to kill you, actually. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm a doctor, and I won't die quick, and I'll say my name before that, so fuck you, cunt. What are you going to do now? And they're like, well, we'll kill your associate then. And he's like, fucking fine by me, boys.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
See if I give a shit, mate.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. Just kill her, do it. And then they're like, see how he doesn't care? And she's like, fuck you, I don't care, kill me, do it. Anyway, this is all great.
It's a wonderful retelling of the scene.
This is a great...
He goes up to Tasha Lem and is like, you fucking suck, by the way, you're so shit. Right? Yeah. And then he says something misogynistic, and then she's like, I'm going to slap you.
Yeah. This is a Moffatism.
Yeah.
This is 100% a Moffatism. Someone like under the influence of something, someone being controlled in some way, or being like a computer program or a bomb or something else, and then they're able to break through that and break that coding by, a human connection or something. That's a very Moffat thing to do.
Stephen Moffat hates to see our Rewatch podcast come in right after he airs Joy to the World.
But I love it, though. I think it works. I love it every time. I eat it up. I think it's great.
Fucking, yeah, so she slaps the Doctor. She's now back to being Tasha Lem and not a Dalek anymore.
But she's still a Dalek. She's still a dead Dalek.
Fucking peak life for her, man.
She's a dead Dalek woman. But anyway, she shoots the Daleks, and then, like, they get the transport thing, and off they go again. To the TARDIS this time. Does the TARDIS come to them? I can't remember.
They teleport down to the TARDIS.
There we go. Problem solved.
The Doctor, he tells Tasha it's not a siege anymore, it's a war, and that she's got to fight it as well. And she, I quite like this. There's a moment she takes a beat to be like, she realizes this is the Doctor setting up an exit strategy. Like, it does kind of beg this question of, like, she looks at him and goes, obviously you're going to fucking run now because you've got your TARDIS back. Why would you stay?
Yeah.
And even the Doctor a little bit is kind of like, this entire episode is an examination of how and why he runs and how he's known to never stand still. And what happens if the only thing he can do in a situation is stand still. And I love that.
So they get in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
And the Doctor's like, oh, the turkey smells good. I can smell that turkey that was put in 300 fucking years ago. All right.
Yeah, that is the mankiest fucking turkey ever.
It's not, though. It hasn't been 300 years for the TARDIS. It's been 300 years for him.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah. Probably been a couple of hours.
Doctor has been absolutely hankering for this hot meal.
It's true. Yeah. So Clara goes to get the turkey and pulls it out and says, it looks good. I'm like, does it? But all
right. So Clara makes him promise that he won't send her away again.
Beautiful scene, really, and devastatingly heartbreaking with what follows, but a very beautiful scene. And also we haven't mentioned this, but Clara has not said shit about him being old. Okay,
no, I like
Clara
that.
has not once mentioned the fact that this guy is older in any kind of negative way because she just doesn't care. All right, because she loves him either way. And I think that's beautiful.
I think that's beautiful. And then the universe rewards her with an even older DILF.
She loves those DILFs.
She does love... Clara loves DILFs, confirmed.
Gotta have those DILFs.
Would you say Capaldi is a DILF or a GILF?
I'd say a DILF.
Yeah, I'd say a DILF. He's teetering on the edge, though.
I'd give him GILF status, but, I
guess we'll see. We'll save it for Suit Talk next week. Does he exude GILF or DILF vibes?
GILF or DILF energy.
So yeah, after promising Clara that he's not gonna send her away again, he goes, Uno reverse. I did the 9 again. This is what I'm doing. I've sent you away.
I feel like he technically doesn't lie, though. Okay, because I mean, this is like in a court of law, yeah, sure, but like
quite literally
only
does
technically
lie.
speaking, yes. Like technically, because Clara says, "Don't promise you won't send me away again." Those specific words, and he's like, "Yeah, I promise," and he sends himself back to Trenzalore. Okay.
Okay.
And then the TARDIS follows afterwards once she's gone. So I think that's how he can justify it to himself, I think. But
yeah,
but also like he does have a good reason for it as well. Like Clara asked earlier, we didn't really discuss it, but Clara asked him earlier on the rooftop, like, why did he send her away? And he gave her the honest answer as, because if I didn't, I would have buried you years ago. And that is true. He was there for 300 years. Clara's a human. She can't live for 300 years, all right? She would have had, what, 70 years in her at best?
If she's
best
lucky.
case scenario? Yeah, exactly. So, like, 230 years would have been without Clara, either way, really.
I like it. Look, obviously it's funny that it's right after he's like, fucking, she's like, don't send me away. But like, it's a good plot point. The Doctor's like, I've got stuff to do, man. And like, I'm not wasting it. Like, this is again, we get this a bit later, but like, this is a life saved for him. Like, 100%. Why would he? Someone keeps trying to tell him to stop saving her life, and the Doctor's like, no, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Like, I don't care if I have to upset you in the process.
It's true. It's true. But what is heartbreaking is the look on Clara's face when she steps out of that TARDIS, and then the engines flare up, and she just hears it, and she doesn't even look around. She just stays there, just heartbroken. Really.
Yeah. It's proper sad, but
yeah, at
least she's got the Christmas turkey.
She does have the turkey, so that's good, and she can go take it up to the family. So that's good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Barnable asks if the Doctor's not leaving again, why even bother bringing the TARDIS back? And he says it's a reminder. And I love this. I love that it's a reminder that he could leave whenever he wanted to, but he shouldn't. And I think that's very Doctor-y. Like the fact that he's reconciled with knowing what the right choice is. Like the TARDIS is back now. He has it. He could leave whenever he wants. But why would he? He couldn't live with himself in doing that.
Yeah, I like that too. And I like that he walks off going, besides, I might leave tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the day after that. Which is good fun.
Spoiler alert, bro does not.
Bro does not leave.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
So more montage. Years pass, the TARDIS kind of like, it doesn't necessarily freeze over, but it's like, you can tell it hasn't been moved in a long while. I love all the cinematic shots of the Doctor fighting side by side with the silence. Like,
that's very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Basically there's a big old war going on, and then we kind of harshly, before we can see the Doctor's face, we harshly kind of cut back into Clara's awkward family Christmas dinner again.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it's going well.
No.
Really.
There's a family.
Well, Clara's just having a fucking depressive episode, first of all.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, 100% fair enough. And then fucking Linda.
Oh, Linda, man.
Horrible person.
I got no time for Linda. Right. I understand it's been a weird family Christmas at the Oswald's apartment, right? Like, the fact that Clara's brought her Swedish boyfriend who is fully nude, who then leaves and never returns, and Clara is like devastated about this.
Yeah.
And then she keeps taking the turkey outside for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. There's weird shenanigans going on in this household.
So, but this is when Clara's gran tells a story. What happened here with this story?
Clara's gran tells a story, which is supposed to be Clara's dad is asking her to tell the story of how she met his dad, I presume, her late husband, I guess. The one with the pigeon, he keeps saying, and then she tells something different. Tells about a man on a pier or something like that. And I don't know. I don't know if there's supposed to be like some idea of like lost loves or loves that never were sort of thing. Some idea of that, or
I don't know either. Like, I'll be honest, I watched it back twice and I went, don't get it. Don't get the relevance.
There is a theory that she's talking about the Doctor herself.
Yeah, so you alluded to this earlier, didn't you?
Yeah. And I also think this actress was in an episode of Classic Who as well.
Oh, right, okay.
Back in the day, which might have something to do with Theory. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it, to be honest.
We're going to go back through Classic Who and find there's an incredibly pivotal episode with this lady and a pigeon. And a pig.
No, it'd be a peer. No pigeon.
I do. She's telling a story, right, that's obviously moving Clara, and I do love the idea that her dad's just like, no, you fucking it. The one with the pigeon. Tell us the one with the fucking pigeon.
Yeah. Linda, get rid of her.
Oh, man, get her out of the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
I can't be dealing with her and her stupid, classy Christmas crackers.
Yeah. But anyway, whatever, the TARDIS shows up again, and Clara gets very excited, and she grabs a Christmas cracker.
Yeah.
And then runs off downstairs. You know Americans don't have Christmas crackers?
Do they not?
No, not really a thing there.
What do they do? Just raw dog Christmas?
Well, they don't really do Christmas dinner like we do. Like,
do they not?
No, if they do a dinner, from what I understand, Americans just listen to us talk about you like you're weird aliens for a minute. From what I understand, they do a dinner on Christmas Eve, usually. They'll do like a family dinner on Christmas Eve. But their main thing is Thanksgiving dinner. Like, that's their big Christmas dinner, really. Because Thanksgiving's a big holiday in America.
Well, yeah, I get it. But like, well, then why not just do two? Have a dinner on Christmas.
It's true.
You've got to eat every day.
Sunday, practically.
Yeah, I don't. Why Christmas Eve?
I don't fucking know. I'm not American.
That's the night before. You should be having some cheese.
Should you?
Yeah, you have a bit of cheese on Christmas Eve. Of course you do.
I mean, you have a bit of cheese all fucking the whole season. Really.
Yeah, but like you especially tuck into some fresh cheese on Christmas Eve.
I can't say I do, to be honest with you.
Fair. Americans, you're wrong, as per normal.
All right. I don't know if they're wrong. It's just different. It's just a different tradition.
All right. It's a wrong one, though.
Okay.
Right.
But a lot of people say you're wrong. You was out here saying everyone goes on a Christmas walk. You got fucking proved wrong.
I did, and I did confess this to you already, but I also did not go for a Christmas walk this year.
There you go.
It just didn't
fucking
happen.
Tough talk from a man who won't even go for a Christmas Day walk.
I am, however, signing up to the local 5K.
Oh, fuck off, man.
So I will be doing more walks.
No one cares. All right.
I want to stress it's a 5K walk, not a run. I will never run. You will never get me running anywhere.
Great.
So anyway, it's not the Doctor in the TARDIS.
The London Marathon.
I'm not doing the London Marathon.
No, I've signed up to do the London Marathon.
Have you really?
In March.
In March?
Yeah, we're going to do the London Marathon in March.
Okay, I see. This is a ruse. A fib.
I could do it, I reckon.
I don't think I could do it. I know that we couldn't do it. Like,
I'll just show up.
No training.
No, I'll just do it. What do I need to train for? I just got to run.
Yeah. Running is hard.
Nah, not for me.
I just built different.
Build different. I'll just do it.
Nathan, we've got to get through some of this.
It's true, we do. We're already over time. All right, yes, the TARDIS appears again. Clara grabs a cracker. She runs down through the palace state and into the TARDIS.
Yeah.
But it's not the Doctor.
Nope.
It is the dead Dalek lady instead.
Yes. She is indeed dead. I like Clara's like, how the fuck can you fly the TARDIS? And she's like, flying the TARDIS is always easy, man. It's flying the Doctor. That's what you got to worry about.
How poetic.
Well, I'm like, yeah, but how close were you guys? Are you going on trips in the TARDIS?
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't like it. Anyway, so you fly back to Trenzalore, and then Tasha tells Clara that go to him, and she's like, what should I do? And Tasha just says he shouldn't die alone. Go to him, basically. Yeah.
Rough stuff.
Rough stuff, not great. Town's not looking in the best shape either.
It's pretty much unrecognisable from the cute little town of Christmas we saw earlier.
Lots of rubble, lots of destruction, really. So things not necessarily going the best. But she goes to the sort of like bell house area, the belfry, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
And goes to find the Doctor. She sees all the child's drawings on the walls, which is all very sweet, all very reminiscent of like Amelia's drawings and stuff, which I feel like is intentional, really. But yes, lots of child drawings of the Doctor, and then we see the Doctor look up from his chair. And boy, is old.
So fucking old. What do you think of his old vibes?
I think they're good vibes. I think he does it well. I think he plays it very well. It's very deeply upsetting to see him this old.
Yeah, really. It's like.
I'll tell you what it's like. It's like watching the recent special of Gavin and Stacey.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then, like, you know, when you first see like Mick and Pam in that scene, you're like, oh
man, yeah.
Like,
and Mick's there, and he's got his older man quiff situation, his new kind of hairdo, and he's got, you know, like old people have the old spots, like the age spots.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, you're rocking a few more of them than I'm used to seeing.
Still doing good though.
Yeah.
Still fucking lively and having a good time.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, fucking mate. Is it Larry Lamb? Is that his name?
Larry Lamb, yeah.
Yeah, good on him. Good stuff. I think fucking this looks incredible, right? Like it's not the most perfect prosthetic makeup job of all time.
I think it's great, really.
It looks great. I think it's mainly because it's like we get so many close-ups because it's obviously pivotal scenes for the 11th Doctor.
Yeah.
But like it looks brilliant, man. It's his mad professor look finally realized. Like it's this. I have such a soft spot in my heart for this look of the Doctor, because I spoke about it a little bit earlier. But Matt Smith to me has always been the oldest Doctor in terms of feel and his like general demeanor and his eyes and stuff. And it's to see what's obviously on the inside reflected on the outside is sad to see, and also lends this look to just like we're seeing the body match up with what's always been there, and you know that if he looks this old, he must feel so much older, and you kind of understand now how a character's kind of as infallible as the Doctor could be on death's door when he looks like this.
It's kind of heartbreaking to see, really. It is, and you know, not helped by the scene itself with like, you know, Clara and the Doctor like pulling the Christmas cracker, and the Doctor not being quite able to pull it, and Clara having to help him with it, which we will come back to, little sizzle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very heartbreaking stuff, really, and very quite beautiful, I think, as well.
It's very beautiful. It's interrupted with these sporadic shots of Daleks being like, "Find the Doctor" on Trenzalore, and I'm like, "Leave him alone. He's old."
Yeah, and they do pull the cracker, and it's like, is there a joke? I love the jokes. And Clara, there's not, because they're Linda's fucking silly classy Christmas crackers.
Yeah.
And it's a poem instead.
What a cracker to pull.
Yeah. But she reads the little poem, and it's and now it's time for one last bow, like all your other selves. 11's hour is over now. The clock is striking 12's. So I don't know if you picked up on the little symbolism of this. I said it's a little subtle. I don't know if you picked up.
So it is obviously extremely subtle. I did maybe think that there was some
hidden meaning of this here.
I maybe garnered a little bit of it. I'm sure so much of it is still lost on me.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Look, I don't care.
No, but it's beautiful. I don't care. It's sweet, man. It's very sweet.
Get sweet with it. Get sentimental. Get like, this is the time to do it. The Doctor's send-off should always be this reflective look back where just a complete heart on your sleeve, cheesiness dialed up to 9, like dialed up to 11. Like it's just fucking. It's lovely. I will say I googled this poem to see if it actually existed. I thought it'd be very impressive if it did actually exist.
Yeah,
it didn't. Obviously, it was written for this.
Yeah.
But I will shout out the fine work of a Reddit user. You'll never catch me saying those words again. Yeah, I know. Someone on Reddit called Fish Fingers and Custard 10 years ago posted a full version of this poem. They reimagined.
Oh, they wrote it?
They rewrote the poem, and it goes through each of the Doctors, and I guess ends with 11. But yeah, and great work from them. Genuinely beautiful stuff. I'll put the link to the Reddit post in the description below. But it's lovely, and you should go and read it. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, good little bit of extra colour on the episode, I think.
There you go. I like the Doctor immediately going, I don't get it.
Yes, it's so good. It's a way to just bring us back from that heartbreaking poem, yeah.
Yeah, just pulling a little face and going, I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like me, I too could not perceive the sheer magnitude of the line.
Yeah, and then like this like older little boy walks into the room. He's like, Doctor, the Daleks, we can't stop them. They want you. And he's like, all right, Barnacle, I'll go stop them. Are you Barnacle? And he's like, no, Doctor. He's like, don't worry, Barnacle, I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barnacle died probably 600 years ago.
Right,
okay?
this upset me so much, right? Because I thought to myself as a little joke, right? And we watch these, we look out for some potential weirdo choices. We look out for like a couple of things we know we're going to have to talk about on the show, right? And I was like, fucking that age doesn't line up with Barnacle. Oh, it's not Barnacle, that's fine. And then I was immediately hit with the realization, oh, Barnacle is long dead.
Barnacle has been dead for centuries.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Yeah. 900 years in total. The Doctor spent on Trenzalore. 900 years, which is fucking insane. That's how old he was in season 1 of this show.
Oh my fucking God, yeah.
That's his entire life up until that point.
Oh my fucking God.
Bizarre.
He put in some hours as 11, man.
Man put in some hours, yeah. Well, the longest lifespan so far.
Yeah.
Puts 10's fucking like 2 days to shame.
10 got like a year. And he was like, I'm off, see ya. Right, so the Daleks demand the Doctor at the clock tower. They're like, get up the fucking stairs if you're about it, you old cunt. The Doctor turns to not Barnacle and is like, don't worry, I've got a plan. And Clara's like, really? And he's like, nah, just talk fast and hope something good happens, then I'll take the credit. That's what I'm about.
That's generally how it works. Yeah.
Him ordering Clara to stay where she is to keep her safe as his one final victory.
Yeah.
I'm crying, man. Fully crying at this point.
It's very sweet. Yeah.
And I will say, as a character from Clara, just the absolute selflessness to be like, let's not forget, if the Doctor fucking dies, that's her ticket home gone.
Yeah.
I guess she dies here too, but there isn't even a part of her that thinks to bring it up. There's no aspect of it. Like, it's a very
I don't
selfless
think she really
act.
cares about that, really.
No, definitely not. I think I spoke about it in the general thoughts section, but like the performances here are incredible. Matt Smith is obviously turning in one for the ages, but Jenna Coleman in this scene specifically is phenomenal. Like, just very, very, very fantastic. I did like the Doctor, as he walks off, going up the stairs to meet his end, essentially. He goes, I'll probably die of boredom first, because the Daleks take so fucking long to talk.
Yeah, he says, trouble with the Daleks is they take so long to say anything. Probably die of boredom before they shoot me. That's very fun. I do like that. But no, I really like him, like, saying, thanking Clara, calling her his impossible girl once again, and then saying goodbye before he goes up the stairs. That's all very sweet and very beautiful stuff. So he goes up there, and then Clara, she's like kind of pacing about. She's like thinking what she can do, and then she spies the crack in the wall again. So she talks to the Time Lords, basically. She talks to the Time Lords through the crack, and she's basically like, oh, you gotta fucking help him out, right? Because he spent 900 years protecting you cunts, all right? You spent 900 years protecting you, protecting the town. Help him change the future, do something about it. And then, like, just this beautiful moment where she, like, says, if you love him, like I love him, then his name doesn't matter, because his name's the Doctor. And that's all that's ever mattered. And that's true. That is 100% true. Fuck the name. Who cares? Personally.
Yeah, and that goes along to the fans as well, to the fans of the show that are just absolutely losing their mind, especially in this era, because it was rife for, like, we're going to find out the name of the Doctor. Oh, my God. Like, doesn't matter. It's not the point. Like, the whole the show's named after the moniker because of the fact that it's effective. Like,
do you know what it's like? It's like, again, going back to Gavin and Stacey, it's like people who want to know what happened on the fishing trip.
Yeah.
Okay?
You
like,
don't.
I was going to tweet this, but I didn't because I thought it was too mean. So I just put it in my drafts. And it was like something along the lines of, if you genuinely wanted to know, if you genuinely believe this finale of Gavin and Stacey would have been better if we had learned what happened on the fishing trip, I will never value anything you say ever again.
Yeah.
Because clearly you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay?
We said this, I think we even said this on the commentary, funnily enough. But like, the joke is that we don't know. The joke is that it's funnier, and the joke is that every time they talk about it, it gets more ludicrous. Where they start bringing up the law and how it was even possible,
and how it defies gravity.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if they could find a way to write it, fair enough, man. They're worth their salt as fucking writers, because they wrote themselves into a real corner with all of those things. But
no, they never will.
They never will, they never should, and I'm glad they didn't.
2 things that should never be revealed. what happened on the fishing trip?
Yeah.
And the doctor's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unironically, I would argue two staples of British culture that should be unknown forever.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, so Clara does ask that of all the Time Lords, and then they're like, the crack suddenly slams shut, I guess, as they're like, no, or whatever. But we'll see. Maybe they have a change of heart.
Maybe they do. Yeah. So the doctor's up on the roof, and and he's an old man, basically.
Yeah.
So he just takes a seat. And he's like, sorry, I'm a bit slow. And he's like, oh, I'm dying, boys. You've been trying to kill me for centuries, and here I am dying of old age. If you want something done, do it yourself, he says.
This whole, everything in this episode from this point onwards is fucking gold standard.
Well, what I really like is it is gold standard, you're right, but it's also deeply upsetting at first.
Yeah.
It's deeply upsetting because there's that moment where like the Daleks are like, you will die, Doctor. And then the Doctor's just like, yeah, but you still can't work up the courage. You still can't do it. You still think I've got something up my sleeve. And then just well, you knock yourself out, boys.
Yeah.
You know, just the resignation and I've got nothing left, so just fucking get it over with.
Yeah.
And why not? There's something deeply upsetting about that.
There is. It's the vibe shift when the crack in the sky opens up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the vibe shift. And how the way the regeneration's like the energy pours into his mouth and he pulls that dumb little face where he's like, oh,
that face when he breathes in the regeneration energy or whatever, and the face that he's like, oh fuck, are we going? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Are we fucking doing this, boys?
Mate, the Daleks have had an absolute fucking nightmare here, haven't they? The long dead species of the Time Lords have resurrected to give the Doctor more life on the day that they finally might get to shoot him.
They've given him a brand new regeneration cycle. Yeah.
Outrageous. I guess, are we going to have to re-encounter this problem then? At some point?
No, it's already been dealt with.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because of the event.
That, that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry.
I forget a lot of that stuff.
There was another event.
Fuck's sake.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah. So I love that the Daleks are the audience surrogate here, or the Daleks are the exposition dumps here, right? Because they start going, emergency, the Doctor is regenerating, and he's like, fucking yes, I am, boys. He what does he say? He starts getting even more animated, and he laughs at them, and it's brilliant. Yeah.
He's like, oh, look at this, regeneration number 13. We're breaking some serious science here, boys.
We're saying it, and it's gonna be a whopper.
Yeah, very good stuff.
There's a specific moment, right, that I adore, and it's because it's so unconventional, right? And maybe this is very specific to people that edit and understand. Like, but it's fucking insanely cool, right? It's when you cut to a close up, you typically don't do it mid sentence because it's weird and often jarring, right?
All right.
But they do this, and it's obviously a different take. When the Doctor goes, come and get it, right? They cut after, just before he says and the intense close up that it puts on his face. I don't know why, but it, like, every single time I've ever seen it, I just like fist pump. I'm like, that's so fucking cool. It looks so fucking cool.
All right.
I don't know why. I genuinely can't explain it, and it irks me because it's my job, and I should know why it works really well, right? But I don't know why. Even today, I got goosebumps, right?
It's because you're bad at your job.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
you put that mistake in.
Case in point, that big fart sound effect.
Yeah.
It might even be enough, the come and get it moment. It might even be enough to make me forgive the absolutely stupid winding up of the arms.
No, fuck you. The arms are good.
I like them, but it's very dumb.
No, I love the winding up.
Do you like the sound of the...
I do. Yeah, I love it. Wind those arms. He's got to charge them, all right?
He's got to charge them up. It's going to be a big whopper, he says.
He's got to charge his arms up before he regenerates. It's something new. We're seeing regeneration used as a weapon first of all.
Yeah,
He's
and not against the TARDIS for a change.
not against the TARDIS, yeah. So he does like that. He starts to do the classic pose. He winds his arms up, and then, you know, one of his hand goes up, and a big beam of regeneration energy destroys the Dalek. And then the same with the other hand. He's getting ready, and then he just says, "Love from Gallifrey, boys."
Yeah.
As he throws his head back, and then just basically explodes in this huge regeneration energy explosion, which like destroys the Dalek ships and everything like that, and it like just wipes all the enemies out, which is it's interesting. It's different for a regeneration. I'll give you that.
It's different, and I will say that there are people that say, you know, very convenient the regeneration was outside where he could just use the energy to blow up the Daleks and then the problem was solved. But I don't care.
What do they mean by that?
Well, they just mean that it's like quickly get rid of the episode threat.
Very convenient that it was written by this way. That it was
Yes.
written this way by the writer who was writing the episode to be resolved this way.
Well, that's what I think. There are people that think like they just got rid of the threat too quickly, but like it wasn't something the Doctor could have done at any point to solve this earlier. Like
It's fine. We've had way more convenient contrived endings in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right.
Case in point, the last regeneration story, when the Doctor was like, "Oh no, the Time Lords are coming back. Don't worry, I shot the computer, and now they're dead again."
No, but the Master said, "Get out of the way."
Oh, he did say, "Get out of the way." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great scene.
Anyway, good for them.
Yeah, it's not 10's time. We're talking about 11 here. Clara makes her way back to the TARDIS after the kind of the dust has settled a little bit on the regeneration.
Yes, the dust is settled. Clara makes her way back to the TARDIS. Yeah.
And there's 11 paraphernalia. The best highlights are sprawled across the TARDIS floor.
The phone's off the hook. She puts it back on, closes the door. She heads inside. There's fish fingers and custard on the TARDIS console, which is beautiful and heartbreaking.
Yep.
Yeah. There's his like clothes are sprawled over the floor, his Christmas clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
And she like makes her way down the stairs, and then we see like a boot appear and making his way upstairs, and we're like, oh fuck, is this the new Doctor? Is it over? What is it? But it's not. It's still 11. It's still Matt.
So I'm counting this as the second time they got me, and I don't know if they ever intended to try and get me the first time. Remember when we spoke about how I think we actually have this shared memory where 10 collapses in the radiation chamber.
Oh, yes.
And he has his hand holding his thick, luscious brown locks.
Yeah. But that wasn't intentional. That time, I don't think. No, I feel like this was clearly very intentional.
Yeah, they were like, who's the boot belong to?
Yeah, it was clearly 100 very intentional. Yeah. I mean, they just showed us a regeneration.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know, man. The way he goes, "Hello," I'm like, oh, you know, that's a different voice. You don't do that voice normally. Something's off here. The vibes are wrong.
And he's young again.
Yeah.
He's young Matt Smith. He says it's just like Clara says, "Oh, you're young again. You didn't change. Everything's fine." And he just says it's the reset. It's started now.
Yeah. Regeneration speeches as they go.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts, because I know this is your. Are you still locked in on Matt Smith as your favorite Doctor?
Yeah.
So tell me what this means to you then. This regeneration speech
is beautiful. Okay, and this, not to harp up on too much of 10 is a prick, but this is what a regeneration speech should be.
Yes. Okay.
It should not be wah wah wah. I'm a little baby and I don't want to go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It should not be life isn't fair and where's my reward and I deserve everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much as I enjoy the performance in those scenes. Okay. It should not be womp womp. What about me?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It should be I've had a brilliant time. Let's look back at my memories. Let's reminisce, but I'm excited for what's to come. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what it should be. And it's beautiful.
It's so fucking good, man. It's such a good scene.
Yes.
Like Matt Smith's speeches have been incredible. Mm-hmm. Right? So far, like you've got the one on top of the Stonehenge, you've got the Akaten speech. You got this speech. I'm sure there's many others sprinkled throughout many episodes.
Many a speech, yes.
Yeah, but this one, it just takes the cake as just this. incredible, wistful and reflective performance from him. And what I love about it is you can see he's like, this doesn't feel like a declaration. This doesn't feel like something prepared. This feels like him convincing himself that he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
and it's so beautiful. I don't know. Is there any lines that stick out to you specifically?
All of it is beautiful. Just it all just disappears, doesn't it? Everything you are gone in a moment, like breath on a mirror. Oh. Any moment now, he's a coming. Who's coming? The Doctor.
Oh, the way he said
that air of excitement about it. You know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it should be. And even then, we do get like a little bit of, Clara saying, "You are the Doctor," and 11 going, "Yeah, and I always will be as well." It's, I don't know. It's so beautiful. It embraces what's coming. It's like, again, we get the nostalgia. We get when he starts to see little Amelia running around.
Oh my
and like
Lord.
the little paintings and pictures and stuff, and Clara's like, "Who's Amelia? What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's
Bro is
just
off his fucking rocker right now.
yeah, he's just going insane on regeneration energy or something. And just the first face this face saw, he says, which is such a beautiful line.
Yeah.
It's all so beautiful. And then to top it all fucking off, Amy Pond coming back, Karen Gillan returning, and then hitting us with the Raggedy Man good night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just two wigged up individuals having a cry.
I knew you was going to say that. You see, what you just done there, Lawrence, you've paid perfectly into my trap. Okay?
No!
Because...
What do you mean?
Because I saw something recently, and I was like, oh, that's so fucking true. And I think it was a tweet from someone who said like, and it was like a screen cap of the Matt Smith and Karen Gillan moment from this episode.
Yeah.
And the caption was something like, people saying they're both bald here is like the equivalent of whenever you're watching Lord of the Rings with someone and they do Viggo Mortensen broke his foot in that scene. It's the equivalent of that for Doctor Who.
Look, it's a rewatch podcast. All right, it's only so many. We're 3 hours in. There's only so many jokes I can make.
But yes, they are both bald there.
Oh, you're not wrong. I did definitely do that. I'm guilty of that for sure. Fuck. All right. God damn it.
But it's a beautiful moment, though.
It's
a beautiful moment. It's very sweet to see Amy again and the Raggedy Man goodnight. Oh God.
And Caitlin Blackwood returns.
No. Don't do this. You always piss me off because you always complain about this. And I'm like, it's not the fucking point, Lawrence.
I don't complain about it.
You do. You complain. You complain. And I always have to say she got fucking older. What do you want from them, all right?
No, I love it. I think fucking my exact note reads, Stephen owes me therapy from the jump cut of Amy being there and then Amy gone while the Doctor still has his outstretched hand holding her face.
Yeah.
Genuinely devastating. And then to follow it up with the slide off with that incredible sound effect of the bow tie coming off. The kind of like the reverse crescendo of that, then dropping it on the floor. Oh my God, so many nerds were crying.
I was one of them.
Yeah.
I was one of them. What I think is interesting, I don't think it was necessarily intentional. He says, "I will always remember when the Doctor was me." And that's kind of like given as this final moment for him, kind of this final line of the Doctor. But it's not really, because like once he's taken off the bow tie, once he's seen Amy, Clara has a moment where she's like reaching out for him. She's like, no, don't change, whatever. And then he just very, very quietly goes, "Hey," like that. Hey is his last word as the Doctor.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think this. I don't know if this is intentional or if I'm just reading way too much into it, but I don't know. I think there's something nice about taking the focus and the weight off final lines, really. Taking the focus and the weight and the pressure off it, okay? I think there is something nice about taking the importance off it, really.
What's probably happened there is it's a Matt Smith performance choice. that
possibly
maybe wasn't scripted, but that doesn't necessarily negate its meaning. Like that, I agree with you. I think that's a delightful thing of not having to be this regimented fucking thing. We've seen in the Day of the Doctor, I know we don't mind it too much, but like they bent over backwards to get Tennant just to say the last line he said again. Like you don't need necessarily something like that. What's more important is it truthful to the character in the scene? And I think 11 does that really well because the last act is him trying to just comfort Clara, like with literally holding on with every single bit of like strength that he has to stay as 11 for one last second to be like, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be okay.
And Clara says, please don't change. And then whoops, sneeze, he's changed.
Where are you at with this effect?
I'm okay with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, and I've kind of rationalized it in my head as the regeneration was 99% done.
I fucking love you. I fight this battle so fucking often. And I'm like, the episode tells you this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the regeneration took place on the Belfry.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
It was 99% done. Okay. He was clinging on to this final moment to have a moment with Clara and that kind of stuff. But it's like that is just the final quick reset sort of thing done, basically.
Yeah. Like you said, it's 99% done. And as soon as he finally lets him go, then it just the final thing to change is the appearance, and they go, "You're done, you're cooked."
Yeah, 100%.
I like it. I also think, in a more of a show perspective rather than character and stuff, like, it's nice to change it up a little bit like this every once in a while.
Yeah,
like
I don't think, given what we've had and given the moment with the regeneration of the Belfry as well, I don't think we needed like another sort of long drawn out, arm stretched out sort of sequence. Really, I don't necessarily think that would have. I don't know if it would have worked necessarily. The kind of the quick head lean back comes back up. He's suddenly Peter Capaldi, all eyebrows and staring into Clara's face. It's just it doesn't necessarily give you a time to breathe, really.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I think it's something nice about that. There's something enjoyable about it. It's like there's something exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting because you're immediately. The show quite literally it's done it again. It finds a way to keep moving through protagonists and different actors, different lead performances, right? And it survives onwards. And I like the way of it being 11 being so reflective and saying, I will always remember it. And it's like the show testing you on it. Like, you'll remember it too. And tough shit, you're not getting an emotional goodbye now. We're done. We're moving on. We're already here where we need to be. I also like the perspective from the show, which is very much... whilst I like the consistency of the orange energy blast, I like that regeneration effect. Classic Who was switching it up all the time. And I don't want them to start changing it to be whatever they want again, whatever effect is popular of the day.
You don't want them to bring back the paper mache man?
No, I don't want the paper mache man to return.
I say they should bring back the paper mache man.
I say they should bring him back, but he shouldn't go and sit in the Doctor. They should just put him in a cupboard.
No, he should be that every time.
They go, who's this freak? And then they beat him to death with hammers.
The paper mache man.
But I think it kind of is a little harken back to Classic Who, where we'll keep the orange, we'll keep the uniformity or whatever the word is, right?
Uniformity.
That's the one. Thank you. They'll keep that of the new effect, but they can still change it in little ways like this, where the sneeze effect does feel slightly different.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I like that. I like that. Tilts his head back. He comes back up. It's Peter Capaldi, and then he's just straight away. He's so intense, and he's in Clara's face, and he's staring at her with that wild intensity that Peter Capaldi has, and he's all eyebrows, and he's all very, very much in your face. Like the way they're just staring at each other. Like he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And Clara's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And it's just weird confusion from both of them, with the Doctor being, high on regeneration energy and out of his mind, and the Clara being traumatized and insane that she's just lost her friend and all this kind of stuff.
It's brilliant. I can't tell you how excited I am that we're going to have a companion carryover regeneration again. Not since season 1 and 2 have we dealt with this.
It's been a while.
So I'm excited for this. I will say the one thing that I wish was a little bit altered about this sequence, and I kind of maybe I don't know, maybe I'm talking about it, I'll change my mind on it. But
here we go.
I would enjoy it if 12 was given as much to do as 11 was. 11 had the entire speech, the leading up to the Geronimo, the legs still got legs, kidneys, arms, yes, hands, fingers, all of that. He had all of that. Like, I would say he had a full minute, whereas I feel like 12 gets a quick 20 seconds.
I think you missed the most important one there, though.
Oh, yeah.
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 What did he say?
The legs still got legs.
Yeah. That's the most important one.
But do you know what I mean? Like, I like what we get of 12, but it's not quite as big of a hook as 11 got.
I see what you're saying, yes, but it's still 11's episode, though, really. Like,
yeah, true.
He's going to get a whole episode to introduce himself, you know? It's fine.
That's true. 70 minutes or some shit next week.
Yeah, it's a longer one.
Yeah.
But it's a shorter season, though, as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, this is where the switch-up started, and the season started getting shorter. We go from 13 to 12 episodes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kidneys!
So there we go. But he's got kidneys. He's got new kidneys, and he doesn't like the colour.
I don't like the colour!
What was that?
Look, what I'll say is in this
I don't like the colour. I sound Welsh for some reason. I don't like the bloody colour of my kidneys.
I'm Stephen Powell.
I'm Stephen Powell.
And I don't like the colour. What I'll say is you're going to get a lot of botched Scottish accents going into that. So if you don't like it, maybe get off here from the show.
Maybe I should get off. Maybe I should retire.
Yeah, maybe. So you like what we get of 12?
I like it. Yeah, it's fine. It's good fun. I like the he's like, oh, we're probably crashing, and then just stay calm. Just one question: do you have any idea how to fly this thing? And the look on Clara's face, like, chat, am I cooked?
I do like it. I like the Peter Capaldi delivers the line in a really funny way. It's obviously a little ad lib, but he goes, we're probably crashing, and then as he tips, he just for some reason he goes, we're probably crashing. Oh, as he tips to the side.
It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. The TARDIS can never just stay calm whenever the Doctor regenerates.
Yeah, just relax, man. He didn't even blow up this time.
Just immediately freaks out and it's like, I gotta do something fucked up here.
I kind of like that when we get this later on. In the next regeneration, we'll see. But like, maybe not the next one we'll see, but the next Doctor one. I like the concept that the TARDIS is like, who are you? Get out.
Yeah. Strange, man.
One question I'll say before we do Weirdo. Right, and sorry, this is just a longer episode. You just got to live with it. All right, it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, it's I would have told you that 44 minutes ago.
You asked me way back when, and it was a bit different, so I've had to alter it. At the end of my favourite Doctor, at the end of the Tennant era, you asked me if I had any opinions that had changed, any shifting things. And I know we're not at the end of the Moffat era, but given that you've boldly proclaimed Matt Smith as your favourite Doctor, is there anything that changed on a rewatch? Is there any, like, what did you expect to see? Maybe you didn't see it, whatever.
No.
Anyway, Weirdo.
No. Matt Smith is still my favourite Doctor. I absolutely adore Matt Smith. I think he is a wonderful actor and he gives an amazing performance as a Doctor, despite being the youngest actor to play him. But all of that was true before, and all of that still remains true. Okay, that hasn't necessarily changed. I would say the only thing that has changed is that my opinion of 7B is not as strong as it was, because yes, there was a few stinkers in there, but not necessarily anything to do with Matt or Clara.
What did I say? I sent you a meme recently where it was like real 12 Clara stands, never speak ill of 11 and Clara.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. I don't. Yeah, but hey, I'm excited for us. Very excited to explore this new Doctor and his story with Clara as well.
I'm so fucking excited. I'm so pumped. Right, if I thought I didn't know a lot of 11's era, I know absolutely nothing about 12. I know very broad strokes. I know that something happens with a bird. You know what I'm talking about. And I know that everyone likes the episode Heaven Sent, and that's about it.
We're in for a fun time indeed.
Indeed we are. Anyway, what's it time for, Nathan?
It's time for...
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo of
This is everyone's favourite section of the show where we get to take a chance to look back and reflect on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across our screens each and every single bloody week. Lawrence, who's your weirdo for this week?
Well, I noticed a glaring plot hole in this.
No, sorry, did I?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe I'm being silly.
All right, go on then.
My weirdo is the 12th Doctor.
Why? He's only just shown up.
Yeah, I know, and he's already out here doing crazy, weird things. Right. Basically, shit Doctor, right? Doesn't know how to fly the TARDIS. We saw him do it last week. So, what's Stephen Moffat doing?
Really? Really?
I wanted to continue my thing because last time, at the end of Time Part 2, we both declared Matt Smith the weirdo, even though he'd only had 30 seconds of screen time because he flamed on the TARDIS.
Yeah, but that's more of more of an authentic reason to be proclaimed a weirdo, I believe.
I think this is a good one. I think it's a good enough.
I don't. I don't. I think it can be explained with two simple words. The words which are the basic premise of the entire show. Time travel.
I know, it's a little joke. Joke for everyone.
Anyway, mine's Clara.
Go on.
For a glaring plot hole, okay?
Oh, okay, go.
A glaring plot hole, okay? When we're first introduced to Clara in this episode, she's making Christmas dinner, okay?
Yeah.
And her family have not arrived yet, okay? She's still setting the table. There's no family to be seen in her little flat on the Pearl Estate, okay?
Yeah.
But what is atop her head? It's a little Christmas paper hat.
Huh?
And let me ask you, Lawrence, where do you get a Christmas paper hat from?
Oh my God, you get them from a Christmas cracker, Nathan.
You do. You have to pull the Christmas cracker. And when do you pull the Christmas cracker, Lawrence?
Obviously before the lunch.
You pull it during Christmas dinner, but obviously before you tuck in, you pull it and you wear your hat and then you have it on throughout dinner. And if you're a cunt, the rest of the day as well.
Yeah. Everyone knows you got to take it off after dinner. Don't be an idiot.
and that's what you do. But Clara has presumably pulled her cracker before anyone has even arrived and has taken it upon herself to wear a little festive Christmas hat whilst preparing the dinner. Weirdo behaviour.
That is weirdo behaviour. Yeah, that's pick me behaviour. That is.
All right, let's calm down.
Okay,
right?
sorry.
Let's back off, Lawrence.
Sorry, my mistake.
Let's all calm down here. She's beautiful and it's fine.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there we go.
Well, with all that being said, Nathan, it is time for the audience to have their say.
What?
I know. If you're new, you can write into the emails or the Discord and let us know your thoughts on the episode. We get to look through them, pick out some of them to read. And so, starting with an email?
Yeah, sure. This one is from John Scripp, who says, time of the Doctor thoughts. This one is interesting, ? I'm eager to know what Nathan in particular thinks. I think the tone is weird for Matt Smith's final outing. We see him flash people. Who cares? It's fun. Flirt with a new random woman. Yeah, sure. And age through montages to protect kids we don't really know because he was trapped on this planet where he's meant to die, I guess. It was a bit of a confusing and vague, and in my opinion, somewhat weak send-off for Matt, except for the last scene, which is brilliantly written. Disagree. Not about the last scene bit. I agree with that, but about the other stuff there as well.
Yeah.
Possibly having less Clara would fix it. Disagree. She hasn't known the guy for long compared to the Pons or most companions, so she spends most of the next set bitter and angry, which also feels weird, especially since, as Nathan would say, she's about to hit peak and she'll never have to be naked on a spaceship again. Also, I think now Matt Smith's time is past. You should change the name of the pod to New Kidneys. You'd get a lot more listeners that way. Everybody loves New Kidneys. John has also included a drawing of the logo, which now says New Kidneys instead of Still Got Legs. So, thank you, John.
I like the idea if we always change it to be something like that. So really the show should have been called New Teeth. That's weird for a little while as well.
Yeah. Which... Well, I don't know if it has the same reach,
no,
personally.
Maybe not. But did Still Got Legs ever? Did we just make it a thing and now it sounds right?
I guess so. Yeah. Anyway, John, thank you for writing in. I disagree with almost everything you said, but thank you for writing in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the tone is weird at all.
No, I don't. I think it's fun. Yeah. Like, it's fun and whimsical. Yeah. Okay? And he's protecting the children that we don't know because they're children. And that's what the Doctor does. Who cares if we don't know them? He's going to protect any children.
The Doctor's like, who's this little cunt?
I don't know this cunt. You can die, I guess.
Yeah, kill yourself.
I don't care if a Dalek kills this child. Fuck him. Not my kid.
On the Discord, Captain Swagatario says, "This is the best regeneration story. The whole episode is dedicated to the end of 11, unlike other regenerations where it seems like something that just happens at the end of an otherwise average Doctor Who threat. It is amusing that they quickly rush through the explanation of mysteries that ran through season 5 and season 6, halfway through the ep, as if Damoff realized he had forgotten to properly explain it all and didn't want to have to deal with it in the next regeneration. Anyway, good ep, favourite send-off, good mix of heartbreaking and hilarious, which only Doctor Who can do." I agree with every word there, I think.
Yeah, mostly. This one is from Christina, who says, "Merry Humus to all.
Merry Humus.
I hope you've all been having a wonderful holiday. This might end up being a bit of a long email, but hopefully you'll still have enough energy to read this one out. It's my first time writing into you guys in a while, after all." I was going to say, that's definitely
not quite Christina. Then, yeah.
This episode has always been an interesting one for me, not just because it's Matt Smith's finale, but also because it's essentially an entire major chapter in the Doctor's life. If the Doctor claims about his age are true, then this time he spent on Trenzalore was longer than the lives of all the classic Doctors combined. It would also make the 11th Doctor the longest lived of all the Doctors so far in their combined lifespan, which is kind of hilarious when you remember that his previous incarnation only lived for a mere 5 years. Side note, would that also technically make Handels his longest serving companion? Hopefully he gets a Big Finish spin-off one day. I imagine he already does.
Yeah.
It's always been an idea that I've really loved, how the Doctor spent almost as much time protecting this one small town as he had spent travelling through time and space at that point in his life. It's one of those wonderful acts of kindness that makes him such an incredible character, and it's also something that I wish got brought up more often in future stories given its significance. But that's not really this episode's fault. I agree. One of the trickier parts of this episode is probably how it has to quite hastily handle the Doctor's regenerations running out. It was quite clear that the War Doctor incarnation was a late addition to the lore, and Ten's meta-crisis had not been mentioned or greatly explained in a while, so with Moffat having to suddenly address both of those factors, along with everything else, it's no surprise that he writes himself into a bit of a corner. We always knew that the show would one day have to do a story like this, but I don't think anyone ever anticipated that it would get brought up and resolved in one single episode. All in the same, I honestly don't mind it that much in the long term. It's dealt with as well as could be expected, and does all the right bittersweet moments in my opinion, along with plenty of flair and excitement. Doctor Who magic saves the day once again. My weirdo of the week is Linda from Clara's Christmas dinner. Is she meant to be her stepmom? Some sort of, I guess so. For just being a completely over-the-top stereotype. Look, I know annoying older relatives at Christmas is a fun cliche, but is it just me, or is this lady basically a reform voter on steroids? Seriously, why the hell did Clara's dad hook up with Theresa May's more conservative sister?
That's very
funny. Right. Clara's dad is hot as well. He can do much better.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, wait, this version of Clara's dad or the old Clara's dad?
Well, that's the same person, Lawrence. Fuck off.
Okay.
Right? I suppose I'll end by saying how much I'm looking forward to the next era of the podcast and how much I've enjoyed this one. Matt Smith is my all-time favourite Doctor, and it was a delight to revisit his era this past year. His final speech will always be one of my favourites in the entire show, and that final line from Amy really got me more than it ever has before, thanks to this rewatch. My love of Smith also led me to being a bit of a Capaldi skeptic back in the day. I know better now, obviously, but I still haven't watched much of his first series since it aired, so this should be an especially interesting time, and I'm looking forward to my younger self being proven wrong yet again. Sorry for the ramble. As always, keep on legging. For one last time, Geronimo. Suppose I'm going to have to change that to kidneys now. Christina, Tina Tomlin, she, her. Thank you, Christina.
Very nice. Yeah. I agree that's a fun aspect I'm having with the rewatch as well, is just being like, oh yeah, I was wrong about all this stuff I didn't like.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. John Swanson 42 on the Discord says, I think I'm on a different page to everyone. To me, it feels undercooked and overstuffed, and overall,
Wrong.
like not a great send-off for Matt. just because the story gets convoluted. It's mainly the juxtaposition of the weird, naked, spaceship horny doctor and the I'm super old and have been saving these anonymous townspeople forever stuff. Handles confuses me. I feel like I'd missed 4 episodes, but I know I'm in the minority. Overall, I like Matt, so Overall, I do like Matt, so I don't know. And I love 12, so maybe I'm just eager to get to him.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't see it. I don't see where people are coming from that don't offend. Like, if you don't like all of like the ins and outs of how Moffat wrapped up a couple of stuff, that's just like down to personal preference. I get stuff like that. But this is a phenomenal send off for Matt Smith.
What more do you need with Handles? Like,
yeah, his inception is explained from the get go.
Yeah, he shows up. He's got a weird little Cyberman head. He tells us how he got him. Good stuff. Off we go. He's got a fun little friend to hang out with, you know?
Yeah. Also, I don't think there's much of a juxtaposition between well, I mean, I guess there is in the sense that the weird, horny spaceship naked doctor is 900 years younger than the other doctor. And also, I don't know, I'm against the notion of like, why is the doctor saving these anonymous townspeople? I'm like, that's his whole vibe. Everywhere the doctor lands forever, he saves a random people. Like,
yeah, that's the doctor's MO. That's what he's going to do, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, any other emails?
Yeah, one more. This one's from Amy Hope, who says, okay, so big episode, 11's last, well, kinda. Forget I said that. So big episode, 11's last. It's such a good episode, but 11 is my favorite Doctor. He's the one that got me into Doctor Who with this podcast. I started listening to the 11th hour episode, and the podcast was at the Come People episode.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, but still great. Gonna miss 11 and Matt, but 12 and Peter are my second favorite. Also, now they're at 12, he's the one in Lego Dimensions. Did either of you get Lego Dimensions just for the Doctor Who levels? From Amy, brackets, not Pond. I didn't. I always wanted to, though, because it did look fun. You could like go in all the different TARDISes and play as all the Doctors, which looked very fun. But no, I didn't ever get it.
I didn't.
And now it's lost media.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
It's lost now. You can't get it anywhere.
Gone forever. No, I also didn't, so...
Sad
times, I guess. Yeah. All right, last one I'll read out is from Sage Prime on the Discord. They say, all right, this is my favourite episode ever of Doctor Who. Matt Smith was the first Doctor I was ever fully invested in, so seeing his regeneration story and that speech at the end was so beautiful. I think this is a near perfect episode in my opinion. I think this is a near perfect episode in my mind with all the spectacle and the monsters and the fights. And then Amy shows up. As if this couldn't get any better, the girl who waited came back to wish her raggedy doctor a goodbye. Tears still flow to this day when I rewatch it. Thank you so much for a great year, lads. Can't wait for another with good old Capaldi's era. It's gonna be a whopper. Which, brackets, which whenever I hear that line makes me think of Burger King. Yeah, true. the infamous Whoppers of Burger King. Anyway, is that all the emails we got?
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff.
Is that all the Discord messages we got?
No, but I'm not reading them all out.
Well, brutal.
We never do.
Oh, Lawrence hates you.
Thank you very much for listening. If you've enjoyed the show, leave us a little 5-star review. That'd be so appreciated. You can follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Stillgotlegspod as well. And like you just heard, if you want to share your thoughts on every episode, join
Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, we're on Instagram as well.
Because we're going to be using Instagram more and Twitter a lot less because it's awful.
Twitter does suck. Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, and if you want to run Instagram, let me know because I don't.
The link to join the Discord server is in the show notes, or you can send in your email to stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. And some big thank yous. Firstly, thank you to Nina for managing the short form content, as well as marshalling the Discord server alongside Maylena and, of course, the main man Pierce himself. If you feel so inclined, we have a Ko-Fi link if you want to help us out with the running of both the shows. Zero pressure to do so. Everyone's welcome to enjoy the episodes for free and forever.
Big thank you to both Liam and somebody who donated to us on Ko-Fi.
Is it anonymous?
Yeah, it's anonymous. It just says somebody.
Who are you?
Who are you? I think they signed up to do a recurring one, so a certain amount each month. So
let us know who you are, so we can say thank you.
Yeah, let us know. We'll say thank you.
Yeah.
But also we haven't really talked about or discussed it much yet, but we are discussing the realities and ins and outs of Patreon, maybe. So maybe I feel like we'd probably be closing Ko-Fi down if we did that as well.
Definitely, yeah. We don't need two.
Yeah,
things.
No, we don't need to at all. So, but yeah,
We're gonna take some time on that because it's very important to us that we get that right if we're offering it.
100%. Yeah, we want to make sure that the stuff we're offering is actually worthwhile before we do offer it as well. We don't want it to be like this is a bit shit, but you can give us money, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean you already can do that with a podcast. So, like, if we're gonna do a Patreon, we want to do it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do still have a thing up on the Discord for now, I guess, that if you do have any ideas of stuff you might possibly like to see for that, you can write that in there as well.
Every now and again, people are adding to it. It's good. It all helps us out. It
is helping. It is very helpful. So thank you for everyone who's done that.
Yeah. Indeed. And speaking of both shows, Nathan, because we just were, if you remember, what is the other podcast that we do?
The other one is called Another Happy Pod. It's on a bit of a Christmas break, as it were. It's our festive break. We take 1 week off per year.
Hell yeah.
And the only other break we'll take, obviously, if like Lawrence fucks up and loses an episode or something, which does happen more than you think.
Very rarely. All right, these days.
No, it's happened enough, all right?
Oh, yeah, like you're a saint.
That's our pop culture show where every week we watch and discuss something in that realm, be it a movie, a TV show, or video game. We'll be coming back strong next week for 2025, and we'll be starting our prequels rewatch. So that'd be The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith over the course of 3 weeks. So good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. Look forward to it.
Yes.
And in the meantime, look forward to the next episode of Still Got Legs, which is coming out on Monday at 10 a.m. We'll see you then.
It is coming out on Monday. It will be out on Monday as well.
Yes.
So a bit of a shorter gap between episodes because there was a longer gap between the previous one and this one.
Nathan, I'm going to press the outro button this week.
All right, you do that then.
I've pressed it now, but now we need to do the talking bit.
You didn't. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.